like you really bottle of vodka from San Diego, and I would like I would like serve myself or mix it with like a drink that I and I'd just be drinking it. And sometimes I get so like super fucking like drunk, and I'm just there. I'm going like 5-0 with like a fucking guardian or a fucking tank for no fucking reason. It's like just no fucking reason.
Edward, if you get skinny as fuck and start dressing like Mr. Knight, you could actually like pull off the look of like a millionaire or something, dude.
Mr. Knight.
You know what I mean? Like a nice suits and shit. Like you got the like long, crazy, like eccentric hair. Like
You've already got the schizophrenia. You just need the abs.
Yeah, just hello, chaps.
Multi-personality disorder. Hey, are you recording? Start the podcast, dude.
It already started. Welcome back
I was
to
gonna
Broke
be
Till
like,
Friday.
you really think I'm just gonna let go of this content? This content we're
Everything
putting
is
out right now?
content. Broke Till Friday podcast at gmail.com. Broke_till_Friday on Instagram. If you're watching this from my league game, nice. I don't know if Edward's still linking this in his Smite games.
Yeah, I'm still linking the Smite games.
All right, and we're doing today.
Oh, hold on, let me clean
That's
up.
not no, that's not Walter. Remember that. That's
Introduce
not,
me.
Walter's
God
not
damn it.
here. Walter's not here.
All right, I cleaned my room.
All right, ready? Walter's minute before you kick him from the call. Go.
All right.
Are you throwing the one I edited?
That was dude. That one went already to the episode that's live right now where
Oh, let me
Hedger
get
started bleeding.
the clips for the TikTok. I have been posting them recently.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Hey,
so-
I'm not gonna lie. These antidepressants be hitting.
Oh my god, those shits are terrible.
They be hitting.
You taking them?
You guys haven't?
Yeah. I've like, cause like the thing with me is that I always forget to take like meds and pills and shit.
Oh no.
Like even when I had like the what's it called? When I had the not strep throat, the ear infection.
Ow.
I needed to take the antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
And sometimes I would just forget. Like I'd go through my whole day with the pain, and I'd just be like,
Why is life so awful right now? Edward, did you remember to take your pills? No, but what does that have to do? Oh.
So you're like antidepressants, vitamins, pills, and you're like bottle of vodka.
bottle of vodka. It's fine.
Literally. All right.
Oh
so
my God.
today we're gonna be playing the water game. It's not as fun when we're
down.
spinning on our own computer. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We gotta
Come
do that.
on.
We gotta do that when you come back with everyone.
Yeah,
And
but
I
not
don't like-
live.
I'm not-
Yeah.
Yeah, like not live because it'll be funnier editing it in. Because like, what if there's just downtime and like we're sitting and going
cut
like,
that
here's a
out.
joke, and then everyone's
Cut
you
it,
know,
cut it.
exactly.
Are you guys watching the Always Sunny podcast?
My brother in Christ, is that the fucking sword from Doomslayer in the back?
Yes. Did you not
The Crucible. Come on, man. He says it
Eggs.
1,000 times a day.
put some
dude.
respect on his fucking name?
Oh my God.
The Crussy.
The Crusty.
The Crussy.
Doomslayer and
and
his
you-
Crusty. This
And
thing
you
is
have a
fucking-
girlfriend, right? And you have a girlfriend.
Look, there's the hole right there. It's the Crusty.
Oh, the Crusty.
The Crusty.
disgusting.
Oh shit. Andres, why is this like have like a little flat white on it? Like what is that?
What?
The Crucible. Why does it have like a thin layer of like white crust on it? Like why?
That's a glue. They use glue to put it together. Glue.
Uh-huh. It's
You
not like
guys
Andres put that glue there himself.
You guys have ever had like
Definitely
any
not.
like weird dreams recently?
Oh, no.
Dude, why did I look fucking orange as hell?
You look white right now. You look white. That's probably why I thought you looked like a millionaire. Like white people are millionaires.
Oh, yeah,
No.
true.
Okay, so right, I'm sleeping right there. That's my bed, right? So
That is
I'm
your
laying down. I'm wearing boxers right now. I don't give a fuck. All right, so I'm on the bed, right? I'm sleeping, and you see like there's 4 frames, right? Like 4
Yeah.
paintings, right? Okay. So check this out. I'm gonna put up my mic so you can hear me all the way from over here. Can you still hear me? Shake your heads.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so I'm sleeping, right? All right, and I'm like, oh, this painting's too loud. I rip this shit up. I want to go back to sleep.
It's too loud.
Yeah, that fucking happened the other day.
Holy shit. That's like
This
it's you were it was like sleep paralysis basically because your eyes were probably open and you were incorporating the real life into your dream. You get me?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. I just woke up.
Sleep
I was like,
paralysis.
this shit's too loud, and I fucking ripped that shit off the wall.
Chuck it. Chuck it.
Okay, let me tell you about
Walter
another.
started schizo posting IRL.
Oh my god.
Just, ah!
So let me tell you about my dream from the other day. All right, so this is the next night after that,
Mhm.
right? I don't know why I was dreaming weird as fuck. Oh, I think I got a weighted blanket, and weighted blankets cause you to like dream deeper, or
Actually
sleep
rest.
deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hit REM sleep. So you start dreaming more, and you start like acting out and shit. Whatever. So this is one of my dreams, right? There's a description. So I woke up. I was like, "That's gonna make a good movie, right? Like, oh, that's gonna be so fucking funny." And then here's it is, right? Jack and Jill,
Went up the hill. Yeah.
split personality disorder. Where the fuck am I? Come everywhere.
You wrote
What?
this down. You woke up in a fever. You were like, "Oh, this is amazing."
This is gonna be the best movie ever. I'm gonna win an Oscar for this.
I woke up. I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be a great fucking movie." And then went to work like a week later. I told my coworkers about this. They think I'm fucking crazy. They think I'm a fucking crazy person.
Dude, I did that exact same thing. I sort. I'm looking at my notes right now.
That's what I remember. I remember you telling me this story
Yeah,
before.
I told
when
you guys.
did the joke.
I-
Yeah.
In my list of material, I just have one line and it says, "He was a doctor." That's all I wrote. And then,
pretty good.
Asian kid was 5 or 6 months old. I have no
Y'all
idea.
are-
No idea. Like I'm the next Louis C.K.
Asian
obviously.
kid was 5 or 6
Obviously.
months old.
Look, we have the next Adam Sandler here, Walter, and we have the next Louis C.K. Andres.
Exactly.
There we
so
go.
watch out, because I'm gonna go
Oh
to
my
you guys and jack off on the calls.
Don't do
I
that.
thought you were just gonna like add more cum to my room. I was just gonna be like, well, you're just adding to the essence,
to the
Ambiance.
crusty,
Ambiance.
the crusty, the crusty,
the crusty.
the crusty.
Roomy.
Nah, y'all are too coordinated when y'all wake up. When I wake up, I can't even like my phone doesn't even register my fingerprint.
Your
Like,
eyes are
that's how
just
bad it is.
glued shut in eye boogers, and you just
Yeah, just
like a slug.
like no, I get so many eye boogers. I'm literally like stuck to the bed, just like
Or you're like with
Look up.
Doctor Strange with the eye boogers as the demons. You use as to fucking fly up and start flying away.
exactly. It's like every night, every morning when I wake up, I have to spatula myself off of the roof, just so that I can like come down and take another nap.
That makes sense. This is a
I'm
good
dog.
one.
I had something to tell y'all, but I legitimately forgot what I was gonna tell y'all. I was like so like upset about it, and it's not the van thing; it's something else, and it's out of my head now.
It's gone. It's in the
It's
ether.
gone.
Dude, I have this amazing
Welcome
joke
back.
right here. So you go up on stage and you go,
Okay.
"What do you call a deaf person?"
Oh, you froze.
No, that's the whole joke. What do you
Fuck.
call a deaf person?
Yeah.
And then you just go like, because the deaf person can't hear, you can't call them anything. Get it? By God. So yeah, that's my
Terrible joke.
my amazing.
I low-key didn't get it.
How did you not get it? What do you call a deaf person? You don't call a deaf
No,
person
no, no.
anything.
I
They're
got
deaf.
it once you explained it. Once you explained it, I got it. But like when you first said it, I was just here like, so when's the joke coming?
Yeah, that's about 99% of the stuff I have on here. Like I only highlighted the stuff I thought was funny, and then
No, a lot of the jokes that you've told us, like when you practice, they've been pretty funny, or I found them pretty funny.
Have you been going to stand up or what's going on?
nah, I want to though. Like, cause it's
Motherfucker,
everything's in
go.
fucking West Hollywood, dude. And like by the time I'm off work,
Go.
it's like fucking
Stand up in this economy?
5, 6, honestly, dude. Dude, have you seen Gas? Have you seen Gas? Am I gonna travel 2 hours in traffic for 5 minutes of stand up? Like, I was looking there. There are some places they said in Long Beach, but they haven't opened up again. I'm like, ugh. Like, at least Long Beach or even
So what you do is you buy a van.
stand up in a
You
van.
buy a van, and then
You
you, go
live out
live
of it.
outside the comedy store.
That's
Yeah.
true. Stand
Hey,
up
it's cheaper
in
than
a
paying
van.
rent.
Gotta be that dedicated.
It
Am I
is.
lagging to you guys?
Mm,
No, you're.
I think me and you are both lagging like off and on. It's been a while since we've
Yeah,
done
I'm
a
lagging
Discord,
with both of you guys,
Discord
like,
chat room.
Sometimes Walter stutters, but other than that, it's
Yeah.
it's looking fine on my end.
It's like we're in all three different parts of the country, you know, like
Yeah,
Three different parts of the country.
I'm in Whittier.
yeah, we're in three different parts of the country, right? Like I'm over here, you're Whittier, and then Southgate. Like, you know, it makes a whole
Southgate, you mean
fucking
HP.
like a cute triangle.
Excuse me, Walter. I need you to put respect on my Ranchington Park.
Exactly. It's like Edward,
Ah.
me, and then Walter, all the way to the tippy top.
Yeah.
Washington.
It's our pyramid scheme.
Right.
Exactly.
Because really one of those really skinny triangles.
Yeah. All right then. So here's what we've all been waiting for: tier makers,
Let's go
boys.
on. You guys want to get
Who's,
to the
who's gonna go first? Who's gonna show off their
tier
terrible tiers that we're all gonna argue about?
I haven't listed them. I'm waiting to take my turn to list
Both
them.
of you guys are wrong, and I'm correct.
What? No, you have to make the thing on the tier maker, and then you just show us the tiers.
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
really?
No,
Yeah.
So
Oh, I thought
Hold
we
on,
were gonna
hold
go
on,
through it
hold on,
live.
hold on,
Like,
hold on,
okay,
hold
so
on,
this
hold
one
on,
is
hold on,
one.
hold
Where
on.
would you put this movie? Where
yes,
would you
we
put that
are.
movie?
We
Oh.
are.
We are.
Oh.
Okay.
We're gonna start from the bottom,
Now we're
right,
here.
and go to the top, and then share another screen with and do it live so that we could all like
Fuck
we
it,
can have
we'll
a
do it live.
definitive one.
Okay. Wait. I literally have it right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, because I haven't done it.
Oh
I
my
pulled up the tier maker thing, and I have it there. They have one already set with all the MCU properties. So
Well, because we're doing just the movies today,
But
and
you
then
haven't
we're gonna
made
do the
it.
TV
Oh.
shows another day.
where's the movies? Rank all
definitely
MCU
not
films
right after
into
this.
one.
Bitch, that's you got to do one for your opinion.
Yeah. So we're gonna make our own list, and then we're gonna make a list combined, all of us, right?
Mhm.
And then we're gonna compare it to our personal lists, or how's it gonna go?
Yeah, we already made my personal one, and then we're gonna like,
That's what
yeah, I think this one belongs in B, and you're gonna be like, no, it belongs in C, and then we're gonna, it's a tiebreaker or whatever, you know.
Okay, wait. So we've
I'm
already
confused
made
now.
lists. I know.
We've made our personal list,
Yes.
and then we're gonna share our opinions and talk about it, and then create a total list for Broke Till Friday.
Oh, okay. Because I misunderstood. I thought we were each gonna take turns, and then we would create our personal lists live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be my turn. I'd be like,
Why?
oh, I think Iron Man, and then give our reasons for why we think that movie goes there for our personal taste, and then we would create like the whole one overall for Broke Till Friday, the
No,
official Broke
that
Till
took a
Friday
long
tier
time.
list.
No, because what I thought we were gonna do is I thought we were gonna have our lists and then show them and compare notes with each other to then, like, make a list. I don't know, but how about
We
this?
all had separate ideas,
know. How
similar
about
but
this?
separate ideas.
How about this? We all just make a list right here. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go blank tier maker, and then we're gonna look at the tiers, and then make it live,
Right.
and then our personal ones compare the personal ones afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. That's
Oh, okay. I haven't made a list though, like, because I said I thought we were gonna make it like take our turns
Well-
making our own personal ones
Well,
live.
well, fuck it. You drop the ball. We're gonna do it live. It don't matter.
Fuck it,
And then
do
you
it
like-
live.
Okay, do it live.
Fuck
Drop
it.
the ball. God damn it, Edward.
I apologize. I misunderstood the assignment.
Nope. 3 days in the gulag for you.
Not the gulag. I still remember Charles the Goat.
Charles Barkley, the
He
goat.
makes a mean casserole.
Did you fuck the goat?
No, I ate the goat's
did you fuck
casserole.
the goat?
There's a difference.
No. Wait, okay. I'm gonna link it to you guys.
All right.
Or well, that's the MCU movies, just the movies, and it is updated all the way to Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yes, I remember what I was gonna. There was two things I was gonna talk to you guys about. So first one, how do y'all think about the She-Hulk trailer?
We'll talk about that live.
Okay,
We'll talk
live.
about it
Later.
After.
Yeah.
After.
This, we're doing movies right now. We'll go to TV shows
All right,
afterwards.
all
We
right.
can do that afterwards.
'Cause it just now remembered, and I had to say it before I forgot it again. And there's something
gonna
else
share-
alongside of that. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you
I'm
share
sharing
a
my
screen?
screen right now. Create an MCU movie.
There we go. This
Boom.
looks great.
All right then. So
All
we've got-
right.
We've got
I
the
got
tier
my
list right
list.
here. I don't know about God. We'll
Mhm.
change that to S tier.
Oh, you can change it like that. That's cool.
Yeah. So what do we got?
Yes. Start from the bottom. Let's do it. Let's start from the bottom.
Well, I mean,
Mine
it-
actually
they're
does.
they're kind of just in order, so in alphabetical order.
Oh, I meant like, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, movie by movie. Fuck it.
Okay,
Movie by movie.
yeah, we'll just start from the beginning. Hulk, technically the first MCU movie.
All right.
Hulk. I give that
Where
one
do I have that?
a D tier.
how can I make it full screen?
You put a D tier.
Yeah, like okay, maybe C tier, because it's like it was all right, but I mean,
I put a B.
Put it B?
I
No,
put it
that's giving
B.
it too much credit. I don't
Wait,
know. I
for
feel
Is
which
it?
one? Wait, for hold on, which
The
one?
Hulk,
Hulk?
The
the
Hulk.
Incredible Hulk, the first one.
I would give it a C. Yeah,
Right?
maybe
See?
C minus.
I give it to
Okay,
you.
I said D first, right? And then I kind of bumped it up to a C, but it's I guess it's a C then.
I'll give it to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a C.
I think it's an origin movie, right? It's not perfect, but like it's early, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't hate on it too much,
Mhm.
right?
I mean, it was
And
a
wasn't
flop. Like
technically.
audiences didn't like it.
Yeah, it was a flop,
Yeah.
but it wasn't initially supposed to be a part, right? It was kind of just pulled in.
No, no, it has an end credit scene with Iron Man talking
It
To-
does. You're right. You're right.
to
But I
what's
think
his
the rights
face,
were up in
General
the
Ross.
air, right?
Mhm.
The kind of at the time the rights were kind of up in the air for Marvel because
A
they
little.
were
I think
like
so.
they were
Yeah.
like banking on like Iron Man, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, but yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, like
C is
don't forget,
fair.
but when the Avengers came out, like they basically had like one good film, two moderately good, like according to the box office records, they had one
Mhm.
good film, two moderately
Edward,
good
what the
films,
fuck?
and then the flop, which was the Hulk. So it was like a huge risk to do the Avengers. They were banking on Iron Man pulling in all the audiences.
Yeah. I think we lost Walter.
No, Walter, my boy.
Walter, what have they done to him? Let me
They got him.
pause real quick. All right, there we go. Okay, unpause.
New-
And
You
we're
guys ready?
back.
We're back. MCU
What the
movie
fuck?
tier list. We've got the tier list here. Can you hear us, Walter? Walter? I don't think Walter can hear us.
I can hear you, but it's like
No.
really fucking lagging.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably just
Uh,
sitting behind. Well, I mean, let's go for
Can you hear
Iron
me
Man,
at
I
all?
guess.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, he died again.
Iron Man. Oh my god. Oop,
Whoop, there it is.
because of Miami.
Let me see if I can.
Miami's got Walter.
Honestly,
Edward,
How can we?
can you hear me now?
There's nothing I can do on my end, huh?
Can you guys hear me
I
now?
think so.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You guys can hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we're back at it. I don't know what the fuck that was. Jesus Christ.
Back at it again with them Jack Daniels, my
Yep.
boy.
Edward's fucking sex dungeon Wi-Fi. God damn it. Fucking giving the world the fucking viruses. Jesus.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm giving you Wi-Fi aids. Don't you know?
All right.
That's my
get it.
only responsibility here, is to make sure Walter's Wi-Fi craps out in any way possible.
Exactly. All right.
The fucking Russians. Fuck the Russians, dude.
Honestly, though, fucking Russians. Well, the Russian government.
Okay. Next movie. Next movie.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man 1.
Iron Man.
I put that at S tier.
Ooh.
I mean, it's like the classic.
S
Oh wait,
tier.
oops. This is Iron Man 1. I accidentally picked up Iron Man 2. We don't talk about that. So Iron Man is just an S tier because it is
No.
so iconic. Hear me out real quick. Just the whole thing about how it's a lot more grounded in reality. You know, there's not all these aliens to go up about you, but how he's like kind of dealing with. He's like, all these weapons that I've created, I'm gonna be against them now, even though they're what made me, and everyone kind of freaks out about it. And then he's like, hey, I'll be the weapon. If my weapons can't help people, then if I'm directly the weapon, I can be directly responsible for it. And just that badass moment at the end where they kind of blow up the expectations of oh, superheroes, how are they going to balance their lives? And he just goes, I am Iron Man. And then everyone fucking freaks out because they're like, yeah. And then it's like, oh, because so many times of Spider-Man, Batman, all these Superman trying so hard to hide their identities, and it's like, no, I am Iron Man. Like, come to me, bitch. But yeah, I'd say it's an S tier.
Okay. Edward,
Okay.
what do you think?
So originally, I was gonna put that in A plus tier. But let me tell you what changed my mind.
Me too.
I'm putting it in S tier as well, because there's one reason that I forgot. Before this movie, Iron Man was basically an unknown character, and the movie skyrocketed him to like
One of the most popular characters. Literally.
yes, it skyrocketed him up to like Spider-Man level notoriety.
Mhm.
Like
If not
after
more.
that movie, we got like a the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers, the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think we also got like close around this time we got Armored Wars, which is one of the best Iron Man TV shows as well. Like it just gave him everything he needed. So yeah, S tier. I agree.
What do you think, Walter?
I guess that's not just to speak to the movie. Oh, I guess kind of.
Well, yeah, because remember, the movie did all of that. He was, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was kind of a nobody in his own sense at that
Actor.
same time. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he had like
He was like a convicted drug felon.
exactly
Or
he
something.
did like drugs, relapse, gone to rehab, and now he's clean. And it's like, okay, let's get. We're taking a risk. Give him a shot. $500,000 to do this movie. Okay, boom. And now he makes millions of dollars just to portray him. You
Yeah.
know, like so.
He's worth more than any of us will ever be put together.
Maybe we'll see. If I win the lottery,
We'll see.
or if Elon Musk sexually assaults me, then we'll get back to you.
Yeah, then we'll get back. Don't take the horse offering, mind you. Make sure you don't take the horse. That's too little.
Exactly. Walter, what do you think? You've been staring at your nails for the last 10 minutes.
He's getting ready to drop one on all of us. He's about to end our
Honestly?
entire careers.
Honestly? I think he's lagging again. Walter.
Oh no. The
Iron
lag.
Man.
The lag consumed him.
Walter
He has been lagging this whole fucking time.
Walter, you got to ask them if they can give you fiber.
Wait, Walter, try to
Yeah, I've
not
heard
use your
nothing
camera,
of
I
that.
guess. Like try to I guess just audio?
Yeah, might as well. Because we'd rather be able to hear you. Because when you turn off the camera, it takes up less resources. So if we can at least hear you,
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that.
I miss your pretty face, Walter.
pretty much immediately. So yeah, what'd you guys?
Okay.
Walter, there you go. What'd you think?
Okay, I think now I'm good.
Yeah.
Iron Man 1. Iron Man turned Iron Man into a mainstream person. Like he was.
Okay, I put in A.
Eh?
Why only? A?
Give us your reason.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys both agree S, that's fine.
No. I want your reasoning. Like that's the point of this. Like
What
I want to
stops
hear
it from
your
being an S
thought
tier to
process.
you?
Well, my original
Yeah.
reasoning was like, well, it wasn't as big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big? Like bombastic or
Yeah. Well, it wasn't as big as what the other S tier movies are in my list. Like, those are like god level tier like movies that like they encompass everybody. They have like a lot of crossovers. They have a lot of like exposition. They have like they redefined what Marvel's brand was.
That's
right?
the
Mm.
beauty
For
of
the
Iron
time.
Man, though. Because I mean, think about it. Iron Man itself kick-started all of that, and it turned, like Edward was saying, it turned like someone who was like basically a nobody.
Right.
He was just an Avenger, or whatever, Captain America and Thor, are, like the more known ones or whatever. And then it turned Iron Man into the Iron Man we now know. It's like, spawning off.
if I remember
making it
correctly,
so
like
much
the
more
Avengers
popular.
were put together because they couldn't sell comics on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like all thrown in together like as a team to like,
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it to you guys.
No, but I
You
get
know,
Walter's
2 out of
reasoning.
3.
Like I
That's
said
fine.
before that fact, your argument wasn't enough to convince me it was S tier. But then I remembered it elevated up
Yeah.
to like
Elevated
Iron
everything.
Man up to like stardom.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
that convinced me.
I forget what the movies are in order, so I'm just gonna Google
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah,
Order MCU. So it was.
I think
this is like
4.
almost 2 decades. What is?
Right,
How many
'cause
decades of
they
this
have
is? Like a
the-
decade?
mm,
Almost 2 decades.
It's
No.
been like 10 years now.
14 years.
Like
Technically.
12 years, I think. 14 years.
14
Wow.
years.
Also, technically, Iron Man was the first movie, and then Hulk came out a little bit after that. But I don't know how I confused them. But
Yeah.
okay. So after the
Oh, it's because there was another Hulk movie that came out before Iron Man. I think.
yeah, the 2003
Right?
one.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Shitty one.
So it was Iron Man 2
F
actually.
tier.
So it was Iron Man, Hulk, and then Iron Man 2. So
Oh.
Iron Man 2. What do you guys think?
Spicy.
I gave it
Wait a minute.
B tier.
If fucking War Machine was there, why wasn't he in the fucking Avengers, dude? What the fuck?
Wait, what do you mean?
True.
Like, 'cause War Machine was already like he already was introduced. He was already an established character, right? In the second one.
Iron Man 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Why
Well,
wasn't he in the Avengers?
Because
It's
why
weird.
are you gonna have Rhodey as basically just Iron Man Junior? You know, like that's kind of what he
I
serves
don't
a
know. Help
purpose
out,
as.
guy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like he's just Iron
Yeah.
Man Junior. Like he's not really doing much.
Mm,
Yeah, you're right.
I
You're right.
guess, but he could have been a good liaison between
I would say the
Shield and
more
the
the merrier,
military.
though.
They could have coordinated like the quarantine zone better with Rhodey on the team.
I mean, I feel like they kind of
But
make
also
that
like
joke.
loaded for the time. Like don't forget it has like 5 or 6 different characters that are like main characters.
Yeah.
So it's already bloated as enough. Adding in Rhodey, we know they can make it work now.
Hmm.
Spider-Man No Way Home, but at the time,
Yeah, because presumably he's taking care of like all of Tony's messes and stuff. Because he even
mhm,
comments about like, why am I always cleaning up after your mess or whatever, right? But they even make that joke in Age of Ultron where he's like, "Boom, you looking for this?" And they're like, "Is that the whole story?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh well, it's a good War Machine story, like for him, but it's not like an Avengers story. That's
Mm,
kind of
yeah,
so he's not gonna be the
right.
in the Avengers. I mean, even
Okay.
in
So
Endgame, he was kind of just
where do you guys put it?
Iron Man 2.0. Oh, sorry, I put Iron Man 2. Where's Iron Man
Mm,
2? Iron Man 2, I put it B tier.
mm,
Like it's solid movie,
wow.
good on
That
rewatches and stuff.
that is a D for me.
Really? How is it a D?
Oh wait, no. C C C C C C
C.
C
Yeah, I
C.
agree.
Sorry
C,
about
A
that.
C tier.
C tier? Really? I
That's
feel
a C
like
tier movie for
I
me.
feel like even me giving
C.
it a B is
Yeah.
too low.
Hmm.
Cuz think of it, like there's that whole thing about him having to to learn to be up against someone smarter or if not as smart as him cuz the guy was like I mean, he was basically a genius also and when
Hmm.
he got actual stuff to build his suits with, they were on par um with Tony, you know? And he was even like he was like kind of arrogance. We're seeing that again, where he was like, "Oh, if you just did this differently, you would have had a better suit." But oh well. And then he taught him
Yeah,
how to make his better suit, basically.
yeah, true. Yeah, but you have to remember it gets like negative 1,000 points because Elon Musk is in it.
Ah, you're right. Negative social credits.
Yep, drop it down. Drop it down to
All right.
C.
C tier for Elon Musk. E tier for
No,
Elon
no,
Musk.
but like
No,
C tier.
I don't know. I would
No,
have
but
I
like
would have still given
in
it a B.
actuality, like in all seriousness though, like I just don't think it's like I think it's like an okay film. I find it like the Hulk. I don't see any like yeah, of course it's gonna be good because they technically that movie adapted a pre-existing story from the comics, Demon in a Bottle.
Mhm.
Not exactly, of course, but they took elements from that to create that movie. That's why like you see him with the sickness and he's out partying and the alcoholism and everything. Uh I just don't think it was a
Mm,
particularly good adaptation of those elements. I think they were too cowardly to really dive into what makes that sort of illness
that's
and brain
true.
rot really negative in someone's life,
Well,
especially in the life of someone that has as much money and
Mm,
power as Tony Stark. I just don't think that they really adequately use those elements, and then by using them in that movie, they wasted, you know, what could have been a better film,
I
by not really digging into that.
mm,
because I remember the reason they don't really make him an alcoholic or anything is because of his substance abuse problems in real life. That's basically why
No,
they
but they
didn't
didn't
turn his
have to
character
for
into
alcohol.
that.
They already had
mm.
the perfect, alternative, which was a little thing. They should have dived more into that, into how, like, the thing was poisoning him and, like, how that, like, corrupted him and how that, basically substituted that, like, as an allegory for the alcoholism. And that's what they tried to do,
Mm.
and they were too cowardly to really go all the way through with that. That's my issue with it.
Well, they show him basically at rock bottom where he's fighting drunk with against War Machine, and even War Machine puts on another suit and he's like stand down, and it goes to the point where War Machine even takes the suit over to Justin Hammer. Like how much more rock bottom do you have to be where your friend is beating the shit out of you in one of your own suits and then leaves with that suit to the main competitor?
Mm, I
Like
guess.
that, you don't get more rock bottom than that. I mean, he literally
I, thi-
pissed his pants for fun because he's like,
I think you're being too soft on these movies, man. You gotta
Yeah.
no.
you
Because
gotta,
in my head, I
gotta be
like
a little harder.
if I was
Look at the
if I was
climax of
being
the film. The
soft,
climax of the film is just like RDJ and what's his face like a Rhodey. Uh uh what yeah, it
Tony
was
and
Don
Rhodey
Cheadle, right?
fighting against Tony and Rhodey fighting against Whiplash.
Yeah. It wasn't was oh yeah, at the end and it was fighting against
Yeah,
Whiplash, but like
that's
the climax of the film that I always remember is the in the park where they're assassinating all those goddamn uh
robots, the drones. That's
robots, the
that's when they're
droids, and they're flying
fighting.
around town blowing shit up,
Yeah, they're
just
fighting
blowing random
against
cars up
Whiplash.
too.
That's why.
it's like, I guess.
No, like if I was being too soft on it, I would have given it like an A or something. But that's why I gave it like a B because I was like, it's a solid movie. Like it touches on all that stuff that you said, and like the fight scenes with him and Whiplash are really fun. Oh, we lost Walter again.
No,
Walter, how you
my
doing?
boy.
Walter.
Walterino.
Yeah,
Walter.
it just like all together. It just all together disconnected me. What the fuck?
Ooh,
Mm,
it's like your
It's still
connection
on,
like,
sucks. Kicked.
Hold on.
yeah, but that's basically. I wish they had focused more on that. Like,
Yeah.
I wish they had a villain that, like, I guess the main issue is that the villain of the film doesn't really correlate well to those themes. Like Whiplash, he like it doesn't seem, at least in this film, it doesn't seem like he's a good villain to like, uh, what's the word? I guess compare to Tony
Mhm.
when he's like, going through alcoholism and stuff like that. Like, cause like he's dealing with like the death of his father, and like he's like completely out of the loop with like,
Vengeance. He's
you
consumed
know,
by vengeance, though.
yeah.
Which is
Like
why
it doesn't really make a good comparison to someone that's like consumed by alcohol, or like alcohol, quote unquote, like an addiction.
Yeah, but oh well. We'll leave that at C tier. Next movie is Thor. Thor. I gave that one like a B. I gave it a B because I was like, it's a. I mean, like a solid movie. I feel like it's really carried by his dad being like,
Odin?
yeah, Odin, you're spoiled, unworthy. And you're like, oh shit, by Anthony Hopkins' performance, really carried by that. But I mean, the whole redemption arc in his, oh wait, this is Dark World. Oops, Thor. Thor is a B because of like you get the introduction of Loki and stuff like that. Start seeing their sibling dynamic. But yeah, I think it was really carried by his performance. By Anthony Hopkins' performance, but it's still like it's a solid movie, it's a solid B.
I agree.
You put Thor at B.
Yeah. Dude,
me,
Odin,
it's an A.
Anthony Hopkins there. That's like he's the most intimidating he is of any of the movies.
The first Thor, mind you, the first Thor, because I have very different opinions about Thor 2.
Oh,
But Thor 1, I agree.
We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there.
Hold
We'll
your
get
horses.
there. Thor 1, though, I agree. B tier.
Yeah.
Solid character, solid like acting, solid everything. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Because Odin was the most intimidating there because he's like when he fucking comes down on the horse with a billion legs and he's like trying to save them from Jotunheim, and you're like, holy shit. And I mean, seeing him in his prime a little bit too when he like gets his eye scratched out. Yeah, all around Odin being like, yo, this is me, until he fucking naps for some reason at the end. But besides that, it's pretty good.
The Odin sleep, yeah. Also, 1,000 points for Tom Hiddleston as Loki. That's all I got.
1,000 points. All right, it's
Elevated.
Loki tier.
It's Loki tier, exactly. We got to make an extra tier now.
What'd you think, Walter?
I put it at A. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I put it at A because like
A?
how much work they put into building that world of Asgard, and if you look at it now, it still holds up. It's so freaking like beautiful and so
Shiny
like
and
nice, and like they
glamorous.
established so much, like for being that early.
Well, like, what else did they establish, really? Because
Yeah, and it's a really good just like origin story too.
I don't know if I'd put it in A tier, but I said
The
solid
Bifrost,
B.
Heimdall.
Yeah.
See, mine isn't solid B. Mine is B plus. So
Yeah.
I could be convinced for it to be an A, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give it to you guys. I'll put it in B.
Okay. Captain America, the First Avenger. Where are you? Fucking. Do I have Captain America? Oh, there he is. Captain America. Would you give it?
Yeah.
I think this was. I put it in A. This was the first movie I seen in the theater. I think this is the first one I seen in the theater.
Nostalgia.
I didn't see that one in the theater.
Yeah,
the
but
first one I saw was
it
Avengers.
still holds up though. It still holds up though.
It do.
It's fucking great.
I mean, yeah, it's
What do you
pretty
put it at?
solid. It does. Okay, I'm gonna give it an A tier. You know what? You've convinced me because they also introduced like Bucky. They introduced Hydra, all that kind of good stuff.
True.
The first
The
Infinity
Tesseract?
Stone. Yeah.
We don't know what's the Infinity Stone yet, but they did
Technically,
introduce the Tesseract.
The Cosmic Cube is basically what we assumed it was gonna be, but then they changed it.
Yeah.
To be the Space Stone. But Yeah.
They retconned it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a solid A. A. I'd give it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, I'm fine with it being an A.
All right. And then finally,
So we're
the
unanimous on this one. The first one we're unanimous on.
pretty much. Well, I feel like we were almost unanimous on
Mhm.
on Hulk.
Oh yeah.
'Cause we're
True.
like, eh,
True.
but-
True.
And then the Avengers S tier
Mhm.
easily. I
S
mean,
tier.
come on. The first time superhero comes together as a group and it works, and they're not like just rushing them. Justice League, the first one. You know.
I said it before. Like this was like the one of the biggest risks the studio took when releasing this movie. So and the fact that they were able to make it work and like, you know,
And when it,
basically the reason we have the MCU as we know it is because of this film. Sure, Iron Man started it, but Avengers is what really
it's
allowed the MCU to
solidified
take.
it. It's like
Yeah.
this proves there's a proof of concept basically. Proof
Yeah.
of concept. What do you think, Walter?
Mhm. Yeah. I put in A originally, but you're right. Yeah, it does belong in S. It does. It's the first time they
I
all
can't
like,
hear
you know,
Walter.
me and you
What
go
happened?
back to it. You guys can't at all.
I do hear you. I do.
It's like
These damn connections.
there's parts about it that aren't perfect, but like it still holds up. And like even if you watch it now, like
Yeah.
fuck,
Of course.
it's the first time they team up, man, and like
Yeah.
you could see like the conflict. That's really good writing, and like the part that when they actually start working together and they start actually like putting it forward. And I think we have to think with a perspective, right? If you go to Hawkeye, you see that first like episode where they introduce like how like she had her own origin story, and you can see like how she got inspired. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And like a lot of things like kicked off because of that, because Homecoming,
Yeah.
Anthony Toombs or whatever,
Adrian
like, a
Toombs.
bunch of stuff just Adrian Toombs, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm tripping, but yeah, man, it kicked off a whole bunch, and they just keep building off it, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it does belong in S for sure.
It's like that nexus point to the rest of the MCU. Because like yeah, Iron Man, Captain America, they all exist,
Yeah.
but so much of the rest of the MCU is built upon the bones of
Exactly.
Avengers specifically.
Like up until that point, the MCU was aligned, but now that you have Avengers, now boom, you have branches.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like trying to figure out how do I like diagram it on like
How do I convey this information?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Iron Man 3. I gave it C tier. C because I'm like it's
You
an
know what
Iron
I'm
Man
thinking
movie.
about? Hold on. You know what I'm thinking about now? Okay, so what's his name? What's the guy from Marvel?
Kevin Feige.
The head or whatever. Yeah, Kevin Feige, right? So he confirmed, right, that because of Loki TV show, because of what happened with Sylvie, right,
Mm-hmm.
that at the end, that from that point on, like the branches started forming, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because like, okay, so basically because of What If or whatever, one of the episodes, right, where the one where they kill all the Avengers, right? So
Yeah.
what does that mean, right? So that happens before that point, right? Or does it happen after? Like I don't know.
Well, because I think the what if universes are just like it kind of like they
There's
say
separate
this is
timelines.
what if. Yeah, it's like well, what if
There's
this
alternate
happened or what
universe.
if that happened? Yeah.
They're all technically real. They
but
exist in the multiverse, but they're not like the main.
Directly affecting.
I don't want to call it the 616 because the 616 is the main comics universe, but the main storyline that
Right.
we know of. If you want to take it as a timeline,
Mm.
like let's say like the events kind of play out similarly. Ultron takes over after Iron Man 3 because he doesn't come about until the second Avengers, which is Age of Ultron. So this
Right.
happens before
Right,
that
right.
technically in their universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all screwed. I don't know. Well, yeah, he says that justifies basically the whole like branches and timeline and stuff. So I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Wait, what do you mean it justifies the branches and timelines?
So like you should look up the video. I'll link it. But like he
Oh,
basically said, so that causes like No Way Home to happen. For it to be able to happen, it caused fucking Multiverse of Madness to happen. What If universe basically to happen. Like,
yeah.
it's pretty weird. It's like the point where shit could pop off, basically.
No, yeah, that we know that because in Loki they specifically state that everything that we've seen up until Loki has been predetermined. Basically, the one who remains carefully orchestrated all the movies that we've seen so far. Technically speaking, none of the stakes have actually mattered because the One Who Remains would have if it had happened any other way, the One Who Remains would have just reset it until it happened the way he wanted it to happen. So technically there are no stakes in any of the previous films, which is a little whatever. But yeah, and once he died and the branches started splitting, we get all this like, you know, No Way Home and all that stuff. So technically speaking, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man doesn't exist in the MCU timeline until just after Loki.
Well, we don't know that because he was already in the future. Remember, he was just brought in from a different universe. Because technically, like, Sylvie was going to continue to exist.
Timelines can't exist, though. Separate timelines can't exist pre-Loki.
No, because that's the thing. Separate timelines did exist.
That's what I'm saying.
Separate timelines existed and were interweaving. They just couldn't branch off too far. So, like, let's say Sylvie, like, there's female Lokis out there in the infinite universes around the central timeline, right? But that one female Loki, that who knows what she was going to do, because we don't even know what her nexus point was. Like, they had to prune her to reset her, because they weren't going to reset her to become a male Loki. She was already born, so they're going to reset her to a little point so she would continue, but doing something else. Like I said, we don't know what the nexus point was because she was just a kid when it happened, but she was already born.
She decided to run away.
Yeah,
that was her nexus point. Yeah.
What?
We do know her nexus point.
No, we don't. She literally asks Renslayer. She's like, "What's my nexus point?"
They never explain it.
Yeah, and she goes, "I don't even remember."
I thought we got a flashback to when she was little.
When they were gonna prune her. That's why. That's what they're saying. They don't remember what it even was. Her
nexus point was she was selected. Yeah, she was selected so that this event could play out.
Her simple decision to become a Valkyrie instead created Sylvie's nexus point.
When did she say in the show that she was going to become a Valkyrie? What?
She did not say that shit.
Never.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, in the show, Renslayer directly says, "I don't even remember," which is like her being snarky and being like, "You're so insignificant, it doesn't even matter. Like, you just need to die," or you know. And all the other Lokis existed too. And remember, the old Loki was even like, yes, I existed and I was perfectly fine. I ran away from Thanos. What was your nexus point? Well, I came back and tried to see my family. So everything was perfectly fine until he went to go try and see his family and then reset. So, you know, there are other versions of Loki that live. And then Loki, and then the kid Loki was like, he killed his brother. And then it's like, holy shit, you know. So yeah, but all these different types of Lokis can exist as long as they don't create a nexus point, because there's multiple timelines, as long as they don't disrupt the main central timeline.
Very interesting. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah. What movie are we on?
Iron Man 3 now. Iron Man 3, I gave it a C.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3? Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So for Iron Man 3, D. Look, the first movie I ever saw in theaters for MCU was The Avengers. The first movie I personally paid to go see at a movie theater for the MCU was Iron Man 3, and I instantly I regretted the purchase the moment. I remember talking to you about it because I went with you, Andres, and I was like, I hate what they did to Extremis. I hate what they did to the whole thing. I just remember complaining the whole walk back because we didn't have a car. We were like 14 or whatever. Yeah, we saw it at Pacific, and we were just walking back, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
Man, I wish I had those $5
was
back.
dog shit. The fucking Extremis was dog shit. And they're like,
the only reason why I would give it a C now, maybe, or at least a D plus, is because of Shang-Chi. What Shang-Chi did to Trevor.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. That's the only reason I'd boost it up now.
All right, we'll leave it at D then. And it's funny because I feel like Phase 2 was a little weak, but like they're good movies, but like. The next one is Thor: The Dark World, and we already know, you know.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on. I think C, because it was redeemed because of Endgame. I think it was redeemed.
Yeah, I think Endgame redeemed it.
At least that fraction of it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. Like, okay, because to be honest, what is so bad about Thor: The Dark World besides kind of like killing off Malekith? Because Malekith would have been a good villain to like throw in here and there, right? but because he's like,
In
oh,
my opinion, there's nothing
all-powerful.
that's specifically bad with it. There's nothing specifically bad. It's just boring. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing interesting in it either.
Yeah.
That's why like
Right.
it's just dull.
Like,
Like
sure-
they
sure,
took
we
all
can-
the elegance of the first Asgard
Mm.
and they just threw it all away. They're like, nah, we want dark, gritty Batman Nolan type stuff. And I'm like, okay,
Oh, honestly, yeah, that makes sense because I feel like these two movies, like, okay, it's Thor and then Captain America: Winter Soldier. They're both gritty, but they're both completely different, like sort of like realistic grittiness. Because I mean, we'll get to Winter Soldier right now, but the Thor: The Dark World was just not near that level, you know.
no.
But I mean, you get an Infinity Stone in there, and he even mentions Infinity Stones, so you're like, okay, cool, you know, the beginning of it. But other than that, it's like, it was a Thor movie. So Winter Soldier, what do you guys give it?
Boom. I think originally, yeah, for me it would have been S.
S tier.
But have you watched it recently?
Yeah.
Have you watched it recently?
Yes, dude. The
I watched
fighting,
it like a month ago.
the fight choreography,
great,
amazing.
Right? Okay. I think we should define what what S tier means, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
the seat, like it has to be fucking mind-blowingly amazing to be a S tier.
Or it
right?
has to have achieved some level of like superiority. Like Iron Man, the level of superiority for me that
Right.
it achieved is like it boosted like a
Mhm.
D tier superhero into like Spider-Man level fame.
The Winter
Avengers
Soldier.
again, the bedrock of all the MCU.
Mhm.
Is the Winter Soldier as good as that? As the bedrock of all MCU?
Because of the level of spy and like thriller film and action it is, because you get all those close cut action scenes, the classic knife flip with him and Bucky, finding out it's Bucky with that whole. I mean, I know it's like a plot twist if you
Right.
haven't read the comics and stuff, but it's still cool seeing that sort of homage and stuff. And I mean, just the implications of it. They throw out Stephen Strange, they throw out Bruce Banner, they throw out a bunch of other names, and the implication that they already know who these people are, need to wipe them out, and like, you know, even though the stakes aren't like intergalactic level, there's still that whole like everything that Shield was built on is a lie. It's been Hydra all along, still. You know?
All right, you convinced me.
At the time, I would have gave it an S. At the time, it was the best Marvel movie yet. It was the best one yet.
Yeah.
For me. But
And now?
compared to the other ones on my list that are S, it's not as great as those.
Well, because I get what you mean. Because in my head I'm thinking like Endgame or any other like huge movie where it's like
Yeah,
everything,
like-
right? But this one is good because it doesn't rely on like he's not getting a bunch of Avengers to help him like in Civil War. It's kind of just him battling with himself about I can't even trust my country anymore. Like he can't trust Shield. Who can he really trust outside of himself? Can he even trust Black Widow? Because they make that whole thing about like, oh, she was a Russian agent for like this and this much time. Do you really know who she is? And he like has that doubt of like, has this moral crusade I've been going on my entire life, has it all been a lie? And we find out it kind of has been, because as far as he knows, he's been directed by Shield, Hydra, to carry out Hydra's dirty work, basically. And I mean, yeah, just the action sequences and the rewatchability, because I feel like I can watch it over and over again without getting bored because of how good the action sequences are, how like seeing
really
him
good.
play it out, like the acting and stuff. There's nothing too cheesy or anything about it. It's not like a Joss Whedon campy kind of film. It's like nitty gritty action spy thriller.
It was the Russo brothers. who
Yeah, I mean,
got on my profile photo.
Of course.
It's better than Captain America, which is A, so I will give it. So S is
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. See, yeah, because I know Captain America is a solid movie, but The Winter Soldier is just
Okay, I will put all
It
my
is
cards
better,
on the table
yeah.
though. Winter Soldier is one that I've never felt the need to watch nor rewatch. Like when it came out, I had like it didn't convince me to go watch it. I didn't want to go watch it. Like my friends went, I just didn't feel like going to go watch it. It
I feel
didn't
like you
seem
could
interesting.
skip
to me.
it.
You can.
I feel like you could
It's
skip
kind of
it, and you can
unremarkable.
still make
good.
sense of like what's going on in the thing.
Yeah, it's good, but
guess.
unremarkable. For the MCU, I mean.
I wouldn't say it's unremarkable though, because
Yeah.
think of it this way: it introduces Bucky and his pseudo redemption. So what if you're like, hey, who's this character?
Right.
Why is he sort of evil, sort of not evil? Like you kind of get
But
But
that.
Civil War
it's
covers
Bucky.
that though.
It's not Thor. It's not one of the top tier guys. It's Bucky.
Well, no, not
right?
not just that, but like Civil War covers that.
I guess so. Yeah.
Civil
Like
Well,
Civil
War
War
does cover it
perfectly
again.
covers
Yes,
that.
it does.
hmm.
Yeah.
Like sure,
It literally, yeah.
Winter Soldier adds context to Civil War, but Civil War handles it perfectly. Like handles
Mm.
Bucky's like redemption, who he is, stuff like that, perfectly with Baron Zemo and everything. To an extent, I would say maybe even better, simply because you have Zemo there as his like counterpart antagonist trying to use him.
Well, technically, I
Uh,
would say there's no redemption for him because he's already his technical redemption was when he fights Captain America and then he sees and he sees that he's his friend and stuff, and then at the end he saves Captain America from drowning, which is his redemption. You know, he's confused as to who he is, but he's not completely evil either.
yeah.
Mm.
And it's also important to see that how Hydra and like Shield failed. You know, because
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you're gonna be
that's
like, where's
I
Shield?
think I think his true redemption comes in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
where his
that's
true
true.
well,
redemption comes from.
I
Definitely.
wouldn't say
Like-
the redemption, but the most character growth for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Because he's
no,
going
because
back and making
he's not
amends
bad
that
anymore.
everybody's
He has
fucked
to make up
over.
for his flaws. Like that is his redemption, in
Right.
my opinion, because just because you're no longer evil, you're no longer doing bad things. I mean, you still kind of gotta make up for them. And in Falcon and the Winter
Right.
Soldier is kind of where he makes up for them after his treatment in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Like redemption isn't just about like admitting you were wrong and then fuck all the people that you screwed over. You know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got.
But yeah, that's my cards on the table. But I agree. S tier. I agree with y'all. S tier.
Sorry,
I don't
Walter.
know,
You were gonna say?
I feel like it's gonna drop down to an A because of how much it's not like required in the whole grand scheme of the whole MCU. I feel like it's kind of dropped to an A. Like it's just as good. It's a little better than it's Captain America, but it's not entirely like necessary. You know what I mean? It's not as necessary as Avengers or Iron Man or anything else on my S class.
I mean,
like S tier. You know what I
'Cause
mean?
if you think of it this way, like,
But it is a great movie.
Mhm.
But A is a really good ranking too. A is a very great ranking. You know what I mean? But if you guys agree on S, then yeah,
okay, final verdict. Then.
That's fine.
I still, like I said, I'm probably biased, but I still think it's S
S
tier.
minus, but still S.
S. Okay. Final verdict.
Y'all are not gonna like one of my takes for what I
certain
consider
movie.
a similar movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next we
Ooh,
have Guardians
okay.
of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was, let me find it. Where's
A
there's-
tier. Just
Honestly,
straight up.
A
No,
tier.
no contest.
all the
straight up A
all
tier.
the color, all the popping and stuff like that. Great. It's a classic.
right.
But
When I tell you, I had
Yeah,
that soundtrack
A tier.
on repeat for like over a year.
wait,
I was
then
like,
wouldn't that put that at S
Mhm.
tier then? Because technically, it's another
Hold
genre
on, no,
defining.
no.
Wait. Hear me out. It's genre defining because
But the second one is better.
no, I don't think the second one's better. The second one's not better.
oh
The
no, that's what
the
I
second one
disagree.
is way better,
Not
and the
even
soundtrack
close.
is way better.
Okay,
Not even
The
close.
soundtrack is way better in the second one.
Soundtrack
oh
aside.
my god.
soundtrack aside, Volume 2 is not better than Volume 1.
I'll give you the soundtrack. Yeah,
It
I'll
made
give you
me
the
fucking cry.
Soundtrack
Oh
is
my
better.
God.
Soundtrack is better in Volume
The
2.
first,
Altogether? You gonna tell
it's
me
better.
you
How is
gonna
it
tell me
not
Pac-Man
better?
is better than fucking Groot dying?
Honestly, he goes, "We
What?
are
Yeah,
Groot,"
but like-
and then
Disintegrates himself.
It's Mary
Oh, yeah.
Poppins, y'all. Come on, bro.
I mean,
Come on.
him
dude.
going like, "He weren't your daddy."
Dude,
Yeah,
his-
that's an iconic scene, of course. But still, like,
Yeah. dude.
No one's arguing
listen,
it's
listen.
not good.
yeah. I said Guardians of the Galaxy
Right.
was S tier because it's genre defining, because now you get to see these completely unknown characters, completely unknown. Nobody knew
Right,
who's
right,
who were.
That's true. They were more unknown than
Zero,
Iron
bro.
Man when it came out. They were
Zeros.
more unknown than Iron Man. No one knew about it. Even comic fans didn't really know about Guardians of the Galaxy. I sure didn't.
Literally,
I knew about Iron Man. I didn't know about
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
These were E tier, F tier, G tier characters, and they're
Mm-hmm.
mainstream because of this movie. And now they get to do kooky things, and now you get that whole like, oh, James Gunn, come direct my thing now, because of how good you get to show off your creative expression and stuff like that. And it's a risk, and the risk was so successful with these out of who knows where they were characters that you can then throw that into like other movies, you know, like just real quick, like Thor Ragnarok, you get other kooky characters kind of thrown in there from a different director, but because they've already seen, we can throw in anyone and make audiences love them if we do it right.
If you do it right, that's why we got Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Right.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. Yeah, I gotta.
And then Peacemaker.
preface that.
Who the fuck is Peacemaker?
Yeah,
now,
no one knows
now
who
we know who
Peacemaker
he is. Like it's because of this movie and the success of this movie proving, hey, take a huge risk, take a huge gamble, pays off. He did it well. It paid off. S tier.
I don't know if I'm completely convinced, but
I don't know. I would
again,
keep it
it's
an
for the
A.
same reason as Iron Man.
I'd give
For
it
the
an
same
A.
reason as Iron Man.
No, because I mean, think about it. Think about it. Remember, these
First-
were literal nobodies. I had no idea what the movie was about, but because of the
Right.
trailer and like the old school music, I was like, okay, you got me. And then I watched it, and I come out, and I'm like, that was amazing. Like, I want to watch it again. I wanted to watch it again immediately after watching it. That's how good it was. Like, it's contrasts so much from The Dark World and The Winter Soldier. It's popping, it's fun, there's color, there's humor, and action, and everything. It doesn't have to be nitty gritty. And that's what,
Okay, I forgot that it came out like just behind Dark World.
Just after.
The fact that the fact that that they decided to go from like Nolan-esque, like I can't see what their facial expressions are, dark tinted, you know,
all the way up
to like
color, pop,
just fucking
one-liners.
Okay,
He's flipping people off for fun. Like, oh,
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay.
All right,
I
I'll give
yeah.
you the S. I'll
Yeah.
give you the S. Just because of the same reason as Iron Man, and now that I'm remembering it more, I do love it, but I do love the second one more. Like for my personal opinion.
okay.
I do love
So when
it.
we get to the second one, you're gonna make the arguments, put that one in S.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Not
For sure. It's going on S. I don't
okay.
give a fuck.
Okay, we'll put you
Okay.
on the scent. We'll put you on the scent. So next up
Okay,
was
okay.
Age of Ultron, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I give that one B tier because it's a solid Avengers movie, but it could have been better, and it kind of sucks that they were like, oh, I shut off Ultron from the internet, and now he's destroyed. Like, he's one of like the biggest baddies, and they just kind of
Yeah. Age of Ultron was supposed to be like
Oh, yeah.
he's invading from the future.
like literally taking over the world. And it's like, no, just Sokovia, and then I mean, it set up a lot of good stuff, but still,
it's all the Return of Shield.
All right. What do you think, Edward?
It's hard to say. I am
Have
a
you
little
watched it
bit
recently.
not too recently. I think maybe about a year or two ago.
I did a little rundown of like these movies, like a couple of them.
You
pretty
watched all of
recently,
them
so
pretty
I-
much, huh? Again.
Pretty recent. Some of them I wish I had before this, like Guardians. I wish I would have watched it again recently. I watched a lot of these pretty recently though.
I'm legitimately torn for Age of Ultron between B and C because I have the same issue with it as I have with like Thor, which is that like it's a little bit boring, but then they have like cool things that they do kind of introduce a little bit here and there.
Mhm.
Like they do have their Hawkeye moment, except it's more than a moment. It's half of the fucking film with like Wanda and Quicksilver. But then they also ruin it by killing Quicksilver with bullets.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn. Walter, what's your decision? What's your take?
B.
B?
B. Yeah.
Can I hear your reasoning?
It
No.
establishes so much. It
No.
establishes. No,
Fuck off.
keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It establishes a lot, like so much. I wish Ultron would have at least make a sequel with Ultron, dude. Make
Yeah.
Ultron's Revenge. Make fucking something. You could bring him back because he's too fucking iconic in the comics to be killed off like that. Like he should be a reoccurring character for sure.
We get a taste of that in Multiverse of Madness with like the Ultron bots, how it would have looked like if it was successful, but other than that, it's kind of just an Easter egg, not really.
Wait, no, that's if Tony
Yeah.
Stark was successful. Because
not really.
Reed
Ultron.
Richards has
They're
control
Ultron
of
bots,
or the
but-
Illuminati has control of the
Ultron bots, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, next.
And just
or-
like Vision, the
Oh, yeah,
freaking
yeah.
Oh, Vision.
Wanda,
Okay, no, that's solidly B tier. Yeah, never mind. Vision, Wanda,
yeah,
solidly B
yeah.
tier.
Fuck yeah.
And I mean, okay,
What's the next one?
for all of its faults, wasn't that a badass moment when he hands Thor his hammer and we're like,
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god!
Bob boom.
Bro,
Yep.
he literally went
when Vision
Baba Booey.
releases his cape,
Yeah, he looks at Thor and he's like, "Oh, I need a cape." Zzz. But just handing him the fucking hammer was, oh, everyone just fucking.
Oh, the
creaming
fact that
themselves.
When
like
Cap
that
could pick
actor
it
was
up.
playing Jarvis since like Iron Man 1, no?
Yeah, literally.
He was voicing Jarvis
Yes.
since Iron Man 1. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And he finally got to,
Oh, do we push it up to A tier now?
Paul Bettany,
No,
right?
okay.
nah.
Solid
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Solid.
Paul Bettany.
Solid B, yeah.
Okay, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I gave it a solid
Ant-Man.
B as well because it's a fun movie. It's kind of refreshing how
Yep.
again with the humor and stuff. But yeah, I mean
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like anything crazy or unexpected, but
So this is my
Is
hot
it B
take.
for me too.
hot take.
No.
Oh, there's your hot take,
It's an
man.
S tier for me because we
S
put
tier?
Captain America the
S
Winter
tier.
Soldier in there. If we hadn't put Captain
what?
America Winter, because I consider Ant-Man to be better than Captain America Winter Soldier
What? Why?
for the same reasons you like Captain America the Winter Soldier. So the fact that it was such a good heist movie, because I love heist movies. Heist movies are some of my favorite shit. I've watched Baby Driver like a billion
I
times.
haven't seen Ant-Man in a
Like,
bit.
Baby Driver's great.
oh, it's so fucking good. Just the comedy is timed perfectly. The new when they shift perspectives from being big to being small, just like that like little kaleidoscope thing that you kind of see sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's just when he
Okay.
goes to and he's a fucking. It's a good movie with a single father.
I'll
He
give it.
goes
I'll give it an A tier. I'll give it an
Like-
A tier. Like
I'll give it
like
A.
when he goes
A,
and
you argued
he
A.
understands his daughter. The fact that he's been in prison and he understands his daughter more than his ex-wife, which has been living with her daughter and doesn't understand what she would like as a Christmas present. Like, come on. It's my god, it's so good. It just and then
Really
it
touching
introduced us
movie.
to that Hispanic, the Hispanic that was just like, so what happened was my friend told me that like I was like,
and then he died, but I got the truck though. Fucking Carlos or something.
Yeah, it's perfect
No,
comedy,
what's his
perfect
fucking
heist. Oh, just 10 out of 10 for me. It's so good. That was my hot take. That in my personal opinion, Ant-Man is at least
Luis.
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, yeah, he's a
Michael Pena,
Scientologist,
yeah.
unfortunately. But
Ah,
I
God
know.
damn it.
Is?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
No
right?
way.
Every
What
single
the
fucking
fuck?
time you're enjoying
That's
someone,
your hot
you're like,
take right
they're
there.
a Scientologist. Yeah. So what do you think? A tier now,
Ah.
or do we go back down
A
to B
tier.
tier?
I'll give you A, Edward.
D tier now. D tier.
'Cause
Ruin the whole
S,
movie.
S,
God damn
S
it.
for Scientology.
S
Nah.
for, no, Z
Right,
for
sorry.
I would argue
Scientology.
to put. I would have argued you put like a D tier in there, but yeah, that's fine.
No, okay, so yeah, it's A tier. Just like I said, solid movie. Okay, I'll give,
All right.
give it to you.
I'm fine. I could convince
Oh,
you to
God.
move it up to an A. I'm satisfied.
I
with
think
that.
yeah, A.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And now we have Civil War. I give it an A tier, just because it's like, it's great. You got the ensemble cast, kind of Avengers
Civil
2.5.
War.
You got the
Oh.
introduction of Spider-Man, but it's like, now I'm rethinking. Should I put it S? I don't know. No, okay.
No,
I
T'Challa.
think it's A plus tier.
barely agree with A.
I say
I
A
barely
plus
agree
tier.
with that. I say A minus.
What do you think, Walter?
I think A.
Okay.
Originally I put a B.
Really?
Yeah,
but I'll give you
I was
A.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really good A because like okay, you see him fighting. He's like, I can't trust my country, and now he's like, I can't trust my own team, like the Avengers. Like that's like the theme of this one, at least, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, A tier. All right, that one's easy, I guess. A tier.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
give you
tier.
A because of T'Challa. Because I love T'Challa,
And
Chadwick
Black
Boseman.
Panther.
T'Challa, Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got a lot of
yeah.
new characters in it. I mean,
Yeah.
Avengers 2.5, but still.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And then we have Doctor Strange, the first one.
A tier.
A tier. It was
A tier.
a mind trip.
A.
It was amazing. It was
Dude, there's an argument for S because if you watch it now, it holds up. It's so fucking great. Like it's pretty fucking solid, dude.
I mean,
but
it's-
I'm saying
it
A.
is, it is.
But yeah,
I don't I
it
don't know about
introduces like the
S,
whole
but I get you.
like if you watched it right before Multiverse of Madness, you would be like, this translates so fucking well.
Well, I
It
mean,
fucking,
yeah.
it's really great.
It's a second movie.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I hope it would.
it's I
It's
think out of
reason
all the
I'm
movies
at-
in like first,
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I think out of all the movies in like first and second phase, it holds up the best. It literally could come out tomorrow and it'll still hold up.
oh, it's phase
Yeah,
3
I'll give
actually.
you that. I'll give you that.
We're in phase
Oh, it was
3.
phase 3?
Yeah, Civil War was the first one in phase 3.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Phase 3 was a long phase.
So it wasn't that long. Yeah, but it wasn't that long ago. But still, like, it could come out tomorrow, and I'll be like, that shit's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how he gets humbled in the beginning when she goes, boop, and then he's like, teach me. And she's like, you must learn and whatever. And then, like, everything. And then, like, personal sacrifice of, like, now he's not going to be able to be a surgeon anymore. His hands got fucked up. Humble humility. And you don't know everything because at the very end when he's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. And then he dies. And then Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Who knows how many fucking times he died, how many things, how much he went through. And he's like, pain is an old friend. And, so, fuck.
Right. Did that Groundhog's Day stuff.
Fuck. Should I put it in S tier? Damn. Now I'm talking about it. I'm like,
There's
Like,
okay. I
if
have
it
one
was-
specific reason that
I'm saying there's an argument, but yeah.
yeah.
there's an argument for S tier. I'll admit, but there's one key thing that's holding me from really giving it that S tier badge.
What?
So, I we have other friends. It's not just us three circle jerking
That's not true.
that we talk to.
That's not true. Edward, say it's not true. Say psych right
It's
now.
not true. It's not true, Edward.
I'm sorry. I'm cheating on you with.
Who is Hector? Who the fuck is Hector?
Hector comes out of his closet.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, but like, and in particular, I've talked to a couple people that like didn't like Doctor Strange because it was too weird and they didn't understand what was happening in the film.
So
As
they're
good as
stupid
it is,
what I'm hearing.
as good as it is, there are
must-
people that were like,
You must be enlightened intellect.
Right.
this is
Tips
a little
for
bit
Dora.
wild. They were like,
But okay, think about it. There's only like, okay, let's say a billion people in the world like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
Mhm.
A freaking good chunk of people, right? That means most of the world doesn't give a fuck about it
Yeah.
at all, right? And we have to think about that. Like most people don't, because I walk around and talk about it every day, and most people do not give a fuck about it at all. So
Yeah.
from their perspective, of course, like, oh, I'm not gonna give a shit. I'm not gonna understand nothing if you just plot me in the middle of it, right? So of course I'm gonna be like, oh, these movies are weird. I don't like them, you know. But like for us that watch them all religiously, you know what I mean?
no, I'm
Of course
talking about
we're gonna have, like,
people that watch it
understanding, you
like
know?
us. Like of the people that watch it like us, there are a couple that were like, oh, like
What was
it
hard
was
to
like,
follow? I mean,
in
pretty
particular, like
straightforward.
from what I understand, it was like the scenes that we all love, the ones where like he's like, and then like he gets flighting, and then all the like the fingers come out of his fingers with more fingers and shit. That took them out of it.
but that was just
from
her
my understanding,
flexing
it was
on him,
those scenes.
basically. That
Yeah.
wasn't even like
Yeah,
that wasn't
like-
like a plot point. I'm like, you get me? It's just her going, you think you're so cool, huh? Boop, and then he goes, teach me.
Right.
Yeah,
know?
but all
And you
those
see
things,
how
like
it's
there was
out of
that scene, and then
character.
there was a Dormammu scene. Like it got a little complicated for them. I'm not saying that it's not just not an argument for S tier. I'm just
But-
saying that it is like a
Right.
consideration.
But for us, we love that shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we love
Like,
that.
it's
shit.
great.
We love that.
I like
shit.
seeing all the fucking hands and
Hell
Dormammu.
yeah,
That's
dude.
hard. Bring back Dormammu. You know what I mean?
He got little
for
baby
me, like,
hands
I
coming out
love
of
that
his
shit.
hands. Like, come
Dude,
on.
and then with the implications of Doctor
Right.
Strange 2, we might see him again. So we'll see.
No,
Because
yeah.
Dormammu's daughter.
Yep.
That it was Dormammu's daughter.
They gon' bang. All right, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm ready to hear your verdict.
S. Come on, man. Give that
Put
S,
you on the
man.
stand,
Give
Walter.
it an
You're
A,
on the
man.
stand now.
I
Make the
think
case.
it's an
I
A
made
tier.
the case for
Alright.
Ant-Man.
Give me an
Andres made the case for
Soundtrack.
Winter Soldier. Make your case.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Okay,
Bring up the
soundtrack
movie.
aside. Soundtrack aside, man. Come on, don't get us claimed, but
Hold on.
I'm telling you. Just
Hold on.
tell me. Yeah,
The worst fucking song on the soundtrack is fucking George Harrison. That's the worst fucking song on the
I don't even know who
soundtrack,
that
and he's a
fucking is.
fucking god.
He doesn't know who George
You're the
Harrison
Beatles,
is.
dude.
He doesn't know who George Harrison is.
The fucking Beatles, dude. You're the George Harrison of this podcast, dude.
Oh fuck yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, no.
Hector is the
didn't
Ringo.
recognize his name for a second.
He's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Okay, so
Oh my god, that's
when I
funny.
typed George Harrison,
It
into
actually never
Google,
said that.
I put George Garrison.
Actually, it did say that.
Yeah, he did. What do you mean?
You
There's
put
a clip.
George Garrison.
I put
He
George
did say-
Garrison.
yeah, there's a video of them interviewing him.
Yeah.
I think it's S, man. It's just
But why? Give me why.
it's the first one that made me feel real fucking emotion. It's like it made me fucking cry. Like it's like you fucking killed his mom with a fucking cancer in your head, and then you like because of the whole fighting you killed his dad. So like what the fuck, dude? And that man, it's just like, and then they introduced Celestials. I don't know, I
Celestials,
can't
Yeah,
say it.
Celestials.
This
No, it was technically
fucking-
Guardians 1 that introduced Celestials. They went to the head,
Oh
no?
yeah,
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah,
Nowhere.
you're right, and you see it in the flashback and all that. But like, you actually
And the
meet
Collector,
one.
too. No, in that too, in the Collector, they show Celestials, right? The Collector
Mhm.
talks
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
No.
In the little like flashback scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
When
is a
when he's talking
flashback.
about the
Remember?
Infinity
Yeah,
Stone.
you're right.
When he's talking about the Infinity Stone, he
Mhm.
says, "Beings of great power," and it cuts to the Celestial going. Bzz. I remember.
Right. But this is the first time you meet one, and it's played by such a great actor, freaking killing it.
I mean, yeah.
And then his ambition and his goal of like conquering the universe by fucking impregnating the
By
universe, was
being
fucking
the
crazy,
universe.
dude. By banging the universe, yes. But I don't know, man. Like, I liked it better than the original Guardians because I don't know. There's so much more character development. There's like a lot, it's funnier. I would say it's
Actually.
also funnier.
I would
Actually.
actually, I would argue that it's like they kind of flanderized some of the characters where you have instead of Drax was kind of just like he didn't understand Earth customs, but now he's just kind of like dumb, where
Dumb.
they say something and he's like, oh, like, you know what I mean? How he's just like, oh, I have very sensitive nipples, and like he's just like the butt of the jokes, even though he's like he doesn't realize he's being the joke. Even though in the beginning he was just like, my reflexes are too fast, which is like literal stuff for him. Like you
Right.
get me?
He takes everything literally, which is like what they lost in Guardians 2. Now that you're
Just kinda
mentioning it,
dumbing
they
him
did
down.
move- like he wasn't dumb, and he wasn't necessarily awkward either. He was just literal. Like I'm thinking
Stoic,
about the
but literal.
stoic but literal. I'm thinking about the scene when he was on the in Guardians 2 when they were both on the when him and Mantis were hovering over. Like he wasn't being literal there. He was being like a little cruel.
Yeah, he's like,
Like-
oh, it's like, oh, you're so very ugly.
A little
It's
bit
like,
out of character.
yeah.
Hold on, let me ask you this one question. Edward, what's your favorite movie of all time?
That's hard though. Okay, wait. You could probably
I think
name like top top
before
3 or
you used
top
to say it was
5.
Scott Pilgrim, right?
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Scott Pilgrim used to be, but for different reasons. Now I just think it's like an S tier film. It's just really good. I wouldn't say it's my
That's arguable.
favorite of all time though anymore.
Okay, what about you, Andres? Like, what is one of your top favorite movies?
Like, okay, that's the thing. It changes because like
Yeah.
like I just saw The Thing and I'm like, The Thing is like an S tier. Like it's an amazing movie. It's like
The original thing, yeah, for
yeah.
horror movie. Okay, we got to do a horror movie tier list for sure.
yeah,
Like,
but like
great.
like
Okay,
like I
but-
said,
I've seen I've seen all of the Friday the 13th movies. I love them so much.
Oh my
I
God.
haven't like
I think we would have to group
you
those
see-
together because we can't just.
No, you
Franchise.
can't.
We have
No.
to.
First one doesn't even
They
have
can have their
Jason
own
in
tier
it.
list themselves.
Yeah, I know, but the first one doesn't even have Jason in it, and the 10th one has Jason in outer
know.
space, frozen in deep carbonite, fucking murdering
Yeah.
like
I
his descendant.
How
Like
about-
it's
it
just
belong-
wild.
It deserves its own tier list, right?
We'll do a tier list of killers. How's that? Instead of their movies,
Okay,
we'll do
okay.
killers. But okay, but like I said,
Okay, that's
tastes change. But if I say like what's my favorite Marvel movie of all time, I'm gonna say Endgame, of course, because it's like the Marvel movie of Marvel movies, right?
Okay.
But like I used to say Jurassic Park was like my favorite one because that one's such a good movie.
Okay.
The tone, like I've read the
classic.
book. Yeah, it's a classic, and the effects hold up perfect, like
Right.
near perfectly. The practical effects, everything. But then like you could ask me on another day, and I'll be
Right.
like, oh, like fucking.
Okay.
I mean, you know, you get me. It's hard to pinpoint one specific movie.
Okay. But
Yeah.
my argument, right, is would those movies be the same without the music? They would not.
Oh fuck
They
no, of
would
course
not.
not.
Of course, the music just like it amplifies the movie by a tenfold. It really does. If you would take
Okay.
the music out,
I'll
it
give
would
you-
not
I'll
be as
give
good.
you
and
that.
you can say that about none of these other movies but the original, right? And the soundtrack was better.
Wait, what
In
do
my
you mean?
opinion, it was better
I
than the original Guardians.
wasn't it.
I feel like the original Guardians had better control over sound though. Like they timed it better when to use it. They had like better like they incorporated it better
That's
into the
cat.
story.
You don't remember
Actually,
how the
wait,
fucking sound
wait.
editing was?
Wait,
No, not
Wait.
sound editing. Like when they chose to use certain songs, I feel that
right,
they,
right. Okay,
they
I'll
had
give you
better
that.
placement.
my hand is raised.
Not sound editing. I don't fucking know anything about sound editing.
My
I'm
hand
fucking
is
like,
raised. Hello.
Oh.
Teacher, pick
Yeah.
me. Okay. I get what you mean, But I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 did a more of a montage thing. You get me? Because when he starts attacking his dad, it's like, and if you don't love me now. Versus the climax in Guardians Volume 1 where he goes to grab it and he starts dying. Like, no music starts playing. It's just like the and he sees his mom. And it's like, the mom's like, take my hand. And then he holds the hands of all his other friends without like a, you know? Like,
This is what I mean by placement. Like that Guardians 1 had better placement. It didn't have any music because they didn't need any music in that scene. They knew when to use the music and when not to a lot better. Not saying that Guardians 2 didn't know how, but Guardians 1 did it better.
Like it
Like,
didn't.
they didn't have any music in that scene because like it would lower the quality of that scene.
Guardians 1
Like-
didn't rely on someone's lyrics, someone else's music. It was just that original score
Right.
in the climax. Like, you know, I get it. It's a good song. The and if you don't love me now, when they're shooting at him and stuff, but it's still like, you know, like I would say a little more reliant because just of how on the nose the song is. Like, Dad, you don't love me now, and then it's like he doesn't love the dad anymore. You know what I mean?
So one's more diegenic and one's like less diegenic. You know, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
So diegenic means like it's in the scene, and there's one that's like playing around the scene, right? So you're saying it's more diegenic, right? Okay, I'll give you that. I don't know. Okay, so you guys both agree on A.
A tier.
All right, I'll
A
give it to
plus.
you guys.
I will say A plus. A plus.
A plus. All right.
Next one is Spider-Man: Homecoming. Instant A, solid A for me. A plus,
A,
basically.
yeah.
Because you know
I have memories that I
tier.
cannot divulge on the podcast because of YouTube's you know,
Content
stuff,
censor.
Get
or
ahead
whatever.
at the movie theater.
content ID. But I love this film so much.
We'll give it a B for
One of
getting
the first
blown.
films I saw in college.
Oh my god.
B for
I
blown.
love
Yes.
this film so much.
No, it was.
I
it
have
was
very
great.
I'll
fond
give you
memories
guys
of
A.
this film.
Yeah, it was a great way of kind of him being like bouncing off Iron Man, but also still being himself in the whole. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you shouldn't have the suit if you don't, if it's not you, all that kind of stuff, and just the Adrian Toomes of him being like turning around with the gun and he's like, "I know who you are, kid," and you're like, ah, the tense. So yeah,
And all jokes
great.
aside, the way this film sets up, like, with great power comes great responsibility without ever directly saying it. Oh, like I've gone over. I've waxed lyrical about Cinema Win's take on with great power comes great responsibility. With you know comparing them between the three different Peter Parkers, and his explanation on how. You know, on how that specific scene that you're talking about, when Adrian Toomes just turns around with the gun and looks Peter dead in the eye, because right now, at that moment, Peter isn't like, Spider-Man. He's just
A scared
Peter.
kid. Yeah.
He's a teenager looking at his like girlfriend's, his date's dad, intimidating him. And the worst possible outcome you can think of as a teenager meeting your date's dad is magnified 10 times over. It's his currently his arch nemesis. Like with all the implications of your girlfriend's dad trying to kill you.
Mhm.
Like
It was
it's
And he's in Morpheus, so like that's a plus.
Oh, dude, Morpheus.
very true.
When it made Morbius, I mean, when it made a more $1 billion, I could not believe it.
Morpheus.
My,
Yeah, I
my
could not
favorite
believe it.
scene was when he's like, "It's Morbin time," and he took out his Morbin maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
So-
Little did we know like Adrian was gonna become like the green one from it's gonna become the Green Ranger.
Exactly.
Mm.
So next one is, since we all kind of
So-
agreed on that one, solid A. Good. Right.
Yeah. That's fine.
Next is Thor Ragnarok. S tier.
Yes, revitalized a dead series.
Literally.
Revitalization.
Changed it, gave
And
it color,
character
life,
and- yeah.
character development.
Hella?
Taika
Hella?
Waititi. Oh my god. It's a god level movie.
Mhm.
It really is.
And the soundtrack worked too.
Yeah.
The
True,
soundtrack,
true,
soundtrack was great.
true,
I'll
true.
give you
Great
that.
soundtrack, yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yep.
great.
And then the way it ends, dude. It's the intro of fucking
Of
Infinity War. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
The dread of you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
I just had this great
God.
time, and then someone pulls a gun on you, and you're
And
like,
then all of a sudden, like I remember looking to Noosh and being like, "Oh my fucking god, did you see this shit? Did you just fucking see this?"
Yeah.
It's like when the nice man pulls up in a van,
Yeah,
he gives you a
it
bunch of
was-
candy, and you're like having all this fun, and then he pulls out his penis.
Aw,
Yep.
now I'm sad.
Just- Oh shit. Okay, but yeah, we all agree. S tier all the way.
S tier, easy.
Is oof.
All
So
right,
good.
Mm.
Black Panther. I'm gonna I give it a C.
That was in between. That was in between.
Yeah,
Of,
Thor Ragnarok, Black
yeah.
Panther, and then Infinity War.
Yeah, I remember going to go see it
Black
twice.
Yep. But yeah,
I
Black
would give
Panther.
it A tier.
Yeah.
A tier.
A tier.
Yeah.
A tier, dude.
Mm,
It has to be A.
really? I don't. Okay,
It has
because
to
it was.
be.
I'll give it a B because it was just a little. I don't want to say formulaic because these are all Marvel movies, but the whole like, I'm gonna fight against my
Right.
own guy who's also in like has the same set of powers, but he's just misunderstood. You know, like
Right.
I don't know. It could have gone.
I will give it
Better.
that. Okay. Not thinking about one of the reasons I was giving it A tier was because it's one of the only MCU films, like Marvel films, that my dad actually liked, and you know how, parents are usually
Yeah.
with MCU films.
Mhm.
But and he actually liked this one. One of the reasons why I'm thinking you're kind of right, maybe B tier, is because they couldn't find a way to make like Killmonger like wrong.
Relate- Yeah, I mean that too.
They had to like make him seem objectively evil in like ways that don't make sense within the story. Like he randomly shot his girlfriend for no reason.
Yeah. What was that about?
It's just to make him look
Right.
evil to the audience because his stance, his ideology is kind of correct.
Mhm.
Like in the movie, he's kind of right.
Yeah, it's like these people have oppressed us for so long. Let's free them with the tools we have. And in your head, you'd be like, if you're part of that oppressed group, you're like,
Right.
that does make a little sense, though.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, you
like-
don't want to kill everyone, but
Yeah. I remember people were talking about like Marvel was introducing like seeing from the perspective of the villain to introduce kind of like Thanos and his point of view or whatever. But yeah, like dude, Ulysses Claw,
That's true too.
like
Claw
he was
great.
amazing. Like,
But, okay.
Michael B. Jordan, he was there's parts wrong with it, but he was great.
Yeah,
He was great.
He was great acting and everything, but like I didn't like they killed off Claw either. Because Claw could have been a great recurring character.
Nah.
Like, he was in Age of Ultron coming back, and then he comes back here, and then he's like, oh, I'm the secret dealer, and then they just shoot him in the head, and it's like,
Yeah,
that's
I think
it?
Claw had the potential to be like the funny henchman, kind of like
Yeah.
Trevor, but like a reformed villain type of.
Or
thing.
he doesn't even have to be reformed, because he can come in and be like, oh, here's some dirty stuff for S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm selling dirty stuff to Hydra. Like, he plays
Semi-reformed.
both.
Semi-reformed.
He'd basically be like the Collector, but on Earth,
Yeah.
And, but,
I am upset that they killed
For the
Killmonger,
plot of
though.
the movie,
I am upset about
That
that.
makes sense.
yeah, like, you have
For the
all
plot
this
of the movie, it makes
life-saving
sense,
technology and stuff, you're so advanced, and you can't heal a stab wound, he just bleeds out, and he's like, okay, I guess he just dies then. Like, I don't know.
Right. I know. Didn't earlier in that same movie they put a freaking bead in there and the guy was fine? And he got
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
And
dude.
oh no, and he was like shot for like fucking hours while they transported him to Wakanda, and
Right,
he was already
yeah.
at Wakanda. I mean, I guess they didn't want to save him either. 'Cause, like I think
he didn't want him to die. Remember, he was trying to convince him not to like pull the thing out so you bleed out. He was like, you will stand trial, brother. And then he's
Right.
like, nah, fool. He just takes it out.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted to die on like his home, like his original like home or whatever, right? Like
He chose to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I mean,
don't know.
I guess
still
it's a
love it.
powerful
Still
scene,
A
but
for
I don't
me.
know. Do you think Killmonger, as he's portrayed in the film, would choose to die? Like, do you think that's believable for his character?
No, because like he,
Because like
if he cares about his
it feels
cause,
like another point where like he's shooting his girlfriend. Like it doesn't make sense for the character as he's been portrayed in the film, in my opinion,
yeah, because like
which is like worth like nothing. But
because if he's so devout to his cause, why wouldn't he stay in jail and like pretend to reform himself, knowing he can get out? Because there were people sympathetic to him too, in Wakanda. Like there were people who understood his point of view, But
yeah, he mutilated his body like as like an attempt to intimidate whoever would be ruling, like Wakanda at the time. Like,
and he's
I
like,
don't know.
you know what? I think I'll peace out now.
yeah, no, it doesn't really make sense to me. But
Yeah. So you guys want to give it a C tier?
I
Or?
think going back, we gotta put we wait, hold on. I think we gotta put Doctor Strange in S, man. I'm looking at that. It gotta go to S.
You're
man.
watching it again. We'll keep it at A tier for
No,
now.
I'm just looking at it.
Keep it at A tier. Keep it at A
But
tier.
yeah, okay. Okay, Edward, what's your verdict for Black Panther?
Final words on Black Panther.
Final words? I'll give it the B.
B.
The B.
Okay.
The B? Yeah, I'll give it the B too.
All right.
Yeah.
I was like C plus, but okay.
'Cause
That's a
I
B.
still remember Black Panther was when I introduced y'all to Noosh.
Oh yeah.
When we all went to go see it.
Nice.
2017, good times. So now Infinity War, instant S tier. No arguments.
Instant.
Instant.
None for me.
Just
It's
none for
just
the
as.
shell shock. Basically,
Is it just as good as Endgame? Is it just as good as Endgame?
yeah. Yes.
I think it is.
If
It's
n-
just as
if
good as Endgame.
not better.
Like-
if not better.
I was gonna say
If
I
not,
think
some
it's
elements
better.
are better, bro. I think it could be better, dude. Even though they, of course, it's amazing Endgame, but the story is just so fucking amazing, and him just fucking everything up is amazing. It's
Like
just,
you get that
oh
little
my
glimmer
God.
of hope when he hits him in the axe, and you're like, yes, this is the movie. This is the end of the movie. We're in the last 10 minutes. This is what it's all about. And he's like, should have gone for the head. And we're like, oh, wait a minute. Like I literally remember
Yeah.
Edward and I started convulsing when he snapped his fingers. The screen went white, and me and Edward were like,
Yeah.
he did the snap. We were like, he did the snap. And then we're just sitting there with our mouths
Right.
open until the movie ended, and then fucking Spider-Man starts going, I don't want to die, and then we know, no, it's Spider-Man, and then we start crying, and then they're like, okay, that's the movie, you guys, and we're like,
Wow. It's like that's the movie. Go home now.
It's so
One
great because of
year.
the villain
Theater.
winning. Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
Exit
S.
to
It's
stage
if it
left.
was, it could be S plus plus. Like what the hell, dude?
Infinity War,
That's
give it its
amazing.
own.
SS double S
Give it its
tier.
own tier. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What's the next one?
Ant-Man and the Wasp is next. B tier, solid.
I put it in C, man. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid. It was okay.
Yeah, like
I like the chase scene. It was
Yeah.
a little weak though. I liked that they introduced Jimmy Woo though. I really liked the Jimmy Woo character in there.
Mm-hmm.
and I mean the villain was sympathetic
Goes back to
too,
WandaVision. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
because she's like,
I feel like they
Yeah,
wanna
but
wasted
get
she's like
cured.
a nothing villain. They have not even brought her back at
No,
all.
I feel like they wasted her to be
they've not
honest. I
heard
feel like the
nothing.
movie did waste her.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah,
gigantic
it's
man
been
was
years already, and she's not back yet.
Well, technically, because we don't know what she's been
Yeah.
up to post
Yeah.
snap, so everyone's still kind of
Right.
going along.
Mhm. But we saw because of Hawkeye, like Hank Pym is working with Hawkeye and the Avengers,
Shield
right?
again.
So she could. There's a way there for her to come back.
Yeah.
Because presumably
hold
they
on.
cured her. Maybe she
So-
still has her hopping powers. Who knows?
Yeah.
hmm I just think it wasn't.
She could be a surprise guest star into what's it called? Because you know how they never make the teams like exactly as in the comics.
Dark Avengers.
No, not Dark Avengers, but we know we're getting the Young Avengers. That
Oh.
we have we don't have Wanda's kids anymore, obviously for obvious reasons, but
For reasons.
for reasons.
Yeah.
But we have what's it called? Patriot in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We have Hawkeye in Hawkeye. We have who else do we have? Oh, America Chavez now from Multiverse of Madness.
Well, I don't think the Patriot
Mhm.
would work with. Patriot's not like a young Avenger. He would be part of the Dark Avengers, if anything, because he's basically working for Madam Hydra.
No, you're talking about a U.S. agent.
Yeah, no, that's a
Oh
Dark
wait,
Avengers.
shit. Who's Patriot?
Patriot is the
Who's
son
Patriot?
of the super soldier, the super soldier that Falcon went to.
Oh, the from
Yeah,
Oh, his
the,
story
the
was so
other
fucked up.
Captain. Basically, he in the comics he's technically a Captain America. He's like the second Captain America, I think.
Isaiah
That's why
Thomas
everyone
or something
thought
like
that, that the person that Red Guardian fought was him.
Mm.
But that's just
That'd be interesting if they
speculation.
Sorry,
if they
Isaiah
continued,
Bradley.
Falcon and the Winter
Yeah.
Soldier, right? With that kid as like his protege, you know what I mean? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be as
If
a
he was
sidekick.
following his footsteps. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, because you just introduced him. You didn't give him powers. You didn't give him a suit. You didn't give him shit. So
Well, he has powers.
Yeah, they got to build on the character.
He has his grandfather's powers now.
But yeah. Ooh.
He
Some
inherited the
soldier.
super soldier
Hand-me-down.
serum powers.
Sick. Heck yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah.
But yeah, now
I'll give you
that
guys B if you both agree with
basically
B.
what I was trying to say was like Young Avengers. We have these. They don't make the teams exactly, so they could bring back Ghost as part of the from Ant-Man and the Wasp to as one of the Young Avengers. That is a way for them to bring her back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll give you guys B. But I don't. Yeah, I guess I liked it just as much as Age of Ultron and Thor. Yeah,
It does
but
feel a
yeah,
little wrong for
that's
those
fair.
two to be on the same level as Black Panther. I feel like Black Panther was better than those three, kinda.
Yeah.
Black Panther is better.
Mm.
Is it kind of better?
No.
No, I think it's just as good as Thor. I think Age
Yeah.
of Ultron isn't as good as both of those though.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Age of Ultron are a little bit worse than those two, but I mean, I don't think they're bad enough to be put in C tier
Right.
either.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
it's just a little weird.
Yeah, that's what we. Mm,
Yeah,
what we
unless
got.
we
just keep
bump
it- yeah,
down
that's
these
fine.
to D. Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't say it's a D tier. Like the only D tier so far has been Iron Man 3, but that's
Yeah.
to be expected. But okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Then we got Captain Marvel.
Here, there.
C tier.
C.
Yeah,
C tier.
Where'd I have it?
it's nothing remarkable. It was kind of
I feel like anything good that
I
the
put it in D.
D.
Loki.
I wouldn't say D.
I put it in D.
Not to be, excuse me
I'll
for
give
being
you C, though.
misogynistic, but no, like not even because of that. Like because they said it was gonna be Carol Danvers. We all had this expectation,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it was just it was an okay movie. Like it was,
Mhm.
it was just
It's
okay.
alright.
Like it was just okay.
I will say I hate that
Yeah.
the way that she
Got her powers.
oh no that she overcame her fear of the other dude,
Hmm.
where it's just like, oh yeah, just think better and you're no longer scared.
Yeah.
Like
Then don't you think it's a D then? If it's kind of like, well, just don't be sad. Oh, I never thought of that. What a genius.
yeah, it's like, don't be I'm depressed, what can I do? Just don't be sad, it's fine.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you guys the D. I'll give you guys
Yeah.
the
To be
D.
fair, on my tier maker, I went all the way down to like F.
F.
Right.
Oh, okay. A little more of a
mine's a little more
spread.
spaced out. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was on Iron Man 2 level, I guess. For me. Oh, sorry. But where
Yeah.
we put Iron Man 2?
Okay.
C
Yeah.
tier.
Well, yeah, Iron Man 2 is
C.
C, but Iron Man 3 it was like D.
Yeah,
That's
for me,
that's
it's D though. Yeah. Yeah.
If
D.
we're getting
Alright,
more
I'll give you that.
granular, I would say like C minus D plus for Captain Marvel. It's above Iron Man 3, definitely.
Mhm.
Let me
But-
see. How do I
Oh
how do I
yeah.
add more?
Oof. Oh, screenshot that. Save that. Hold on. Save that real quick.
Yeah, before
Does it
like
resets it?
destroys.
It's fine. I'm not gonna reset. We'll just continue.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
let's just
Yeah,
continue.
we're too far
We're
into
already
this shit.
we're already
We
more
have
than halfway through
yeah.
this.
We're basically done. We have 7 movies
Yeah.
left. 7 movies left. Okay, so and then
Okay.
Captain Marvel and then Endgame S tier, easy, right?
S tier.
Yeah,
tier.
S tier.
Okay.
It's the culmination of like a decade's worth of like build up.
Yeah. Far From Home, controversial. I give it a
Of
B.
course. Far from
I don't know.
home.
What do you guys think? B, like it's a solid movie, but like it kind of
Okay,
sucks how they
okay.
wasted
Hey.
Mysterio again. But
Convince me.
oh, wait, what do you think it is?
I put A.
I put A.
I put A, man.
Mm,
I put
I like
A,
it
but I
better than
think-
Homecoming.
no.
Actually.
Okay, let me make my grading more specific. I give it an A, but I can be convinced to give it a B because I like you said the Mysterio thing. It's something about it is just off. You get me? It's
mhm.
like I can't put my finger on it. That's why I'm like asking you to like explain because I don't
Okay,
know.
think of it this way. The
Okay,
whole
here's-
point. Wait, real quick. The whole point about Spider-Man 1 was
Okay,
that
you give your argument for B. I'll give my argument for A.
Okay.
Yes,
okay,
please.
So remember, the whole point
Alright.
of Spider-Man 1 was like you don't need to be the suit. You can be the hero without the suit. And then when he loses the suit, he's like, I got to build a whole new suit, even better, so I can really be Spider-Man and beat Mysterio. And then he beats him because of, like, with the help of getting that new suit, basically. Like, you get me? Even though the whole point is like you can beat it without the suit, and yet you see that at the end when he's like, he does the Spidey sense thing, and gets him, but like, the whole point of the first movie was them saying you don't need to have the suit. Why are you worrying so much about the suit? And then there's that focus at the end, that whole montage of him being like, Led Zeppelin, and it's like AC/DC, and like, what are you doing? But yeah, and kind of how they wasted Mysterio because it's like. He's such a good villain, and they just kill him with he got shot by his own guns. What is this
Yeah.
fucking Green Goblin all over again? Like, you know? And then the whole thing of like, Nick Fury is so incompetent, and it's like, it turns out he was just a Skrull all along, and it's like, okay.
Okay. Okay, that one kind of convinces the last one. The last argument kind of does. I think that
All right,
one is closer to
hold
what
up.
I have an issue
My
with.
turn.
Okay, go, Walter.
All right. Zombie Iron Man. All right, you get to see fucking zombie Iron Man.
But it's not real.
You see that? Okay, here's another argument. All right, but it's you still get to see it on fucking screen. All right,
it's
the setup
not
for
real.
Phase 4 and for freaking Far From Home or No Way Home. It sets it up perfectly.
But it
knocks
technically
down out of
wasn't
the
real.
park.
It technically was all a lie. So, is it really setting it up when
But
they're
it still
like, he was
happened,
just
and the
lying to
world
me.
still believed it, right? Right, but the world believed it, and the world still has its negative perspective because of the movie. It doesn't matter, if it ended up being
True.
fake.
That's true. It
It
directly
set
set
up
up
the
the next
plot.
film,
Yeah,
even
it did.
better
It
than No
walked
Way
into
Home
it.
did.
Right. Yeah, No Way Home. It just established the character and his like why he does what he does, kind of. But
And there's
you know
hold up. I mean, I guess this is bringing comics a little bit too far into the MCU, but usually when Mysterio dies in the comics, it turns out he's not really dead because well, I mean, they do this with every character, right?
Mhm.
But with Mysterio in particular, like he consistently over and over and over and
Fakes his
over and
death.
over fakes his own death. Like he fakes his own death at the hand of
Right.
Spider-Man in particular. Like
right, like some Loki shit. Yeah.
yeah, like some Loki shit. So if they okay,
Yeah.
I still think it's a B. If they
It
somehow bring him
also
back later,
it also
maybe I move it up.
introduces. Hold on.
Sorry.
It also introduces Sword, right? Something we haven't even touched on yet in Phase 4. Something they set up that is gonna just gonna amplify like the reach of like the Avengers and the Marvel Cinematic Universe into space, right? So Sword is pretty freaking crazy, and the scrolls that's gonna lead to into Secret Wars. It's pretty freaking wild, dude.
Wait,
yeah.
So do they actually say sword? They
yeah,
don't.
they say Sword. They show the logo and they
Wait,
they don't say it, but they show it.
When do they show it though? It
Let's
says in the post credit
When
scene.
at the end when post credit scene, yeah.
He's in a giant space
what's his
station,
face?
apparently under construction, and then he's with other scrolls, and you get the implication about sword. But I guess, yeah. I mean,
oh, they show the sword's base, huh? Like the floating ring. In the comics, no one else has that base, I think.
headquarter of sword orbiting Earth. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, it hasn't really done anything significant as significant as
Except
Shield,
torture
at least.
Wanda.
As of
Basically.
yet. As of yet.
But
The
I
only
mean,
thing they've done is torture Wanda and cause multiverse of madness, basically.
but that's the thing. I'm not going to
That's
rank
true.
it an A just because I'm banking on one part of it maybe being relevant in the future. I'm ranking it right now
Yeah.
because of the movie as it is. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Some of the other movies, like The Avengers, is still an S tier movie, even without setting up all that stuff, because it was successful team up with all those, with all those characters. Hulk still hasn't gotten his own movie technically, but it was still a good movie with him being in there. Like you see the new Hulk introduced, and he still works great.
I think I'm gonna come down on the side that it's a B, but I have to push back a little bit against that, like that the movie particularly goes against the first one. I don't think even with the ending, I don't think it particularly goes against the first one that if without the suit you're nothing, if without the suit you're nothing, you shouldn't have the suit. I don't think it particularly contradicts the first film there. In particular because I think this film is more about Peter dealing with like the death of his father, kind of, because Tony was supposed to be his like father figure, his reluctant father figure. And I mean, the suit in this case would be the glasses, no?
Yeah, basically.
And he
which
chose to give them up.
I guess. So. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I think B. I think
Yeah.
there's just I think okay. A B with a caveat. If they bring back Mysterio and they say that like, oh, he faked his
I'll
death,
give it an A. Yeah.
I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll give you guys that.
Okay.
The judge final ruling.
Yeah.
And, like hit the gavel.
Yeah. Where's my gavel? I need a gavel.
Honestly, so the next movie was
Oh,
not for 2
God.
years. Black Widow. Give it a C.
Because of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID. That's when COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID hit.
So I'll give it a C for COVID.
Edward, you should get the whole judge cloak and the whole like fluff on the.
Dye my
you already-
hair
white.
Yeah, yeah. You already have
Yeah,
the white hair.
the-
So honestly, that makes sense.
Hell yeah.
All right, all right.
But yeah, a C.
Oh, Black Widow. Pfft.
C.
D for me.
I give it C.
It's a D for me.
You said D?
It's not good, man. It's not a
I-
good movie.
I think it's good. It's a nice family movie.
You
not
know
good.
what? I'm gonna give him a D
Yeah,
because I didn't like their
family.
Taskmaster because it's like, oh, Taskmaster's supposed to be.
I love
the-
their
Yeah,
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster shit the
when
bed.
when does
Why?
Taskmaster ever learn to fight against her? He doesn't. All Taskmaster
what do you mean?
does,
Doesn't.
all Taskmaster does is she shows off some of the moves that we've seen from the other Avengers, like the little and then the shield stuff, but they're never identically fighting, and then Taskmaster overcomes them. It's just kind of like
That's in the second.
and then,
That's like the second scene of the film
when they
on
fight.
the bridge. They're fighting. They're mirroring each other. She's like literally mirroring her moves, and like then takes her down with her own moves. That's like the beginning of the film.
I remember her. I remember her blowing up the bridge and beating her like
But
that.
hold on.
They
But
literally
the
land in the exact
Taskmaster-
same position.
Right. But the Taskmaster in the comics is a freaking. He's an OG, dude. He's like he's always fucking people who has the actual skeleton mask. Like it looks, he's way better in the comics. Like they just like shit the bed on his character here.
Because also they made it
And
like
tell
a
me,
brainwashed
Walter,
lackey.
Walter, tell me, what is Taskmaster's main function in the comics?
Isn't he like a? He's not an assassin or something. Like he's not.
Nope.
He's kind of
Nope.
like. No,
He's a
what is he?
teacher. His
He's a
specific
teacher,
role in the
okay.
comics is to train all the henchmen that go to the other organizations like AIM and Hydra. That's his function in the comics. And this, I personally believe this Taskmaster, despite some of the cosmetic like issues, where like she doesn't have the skull mask, all that stuff. Like there's no like not like the Spider-Man in the video game where like it has like the cool white hood and like the orange shield. They're missing all that. But again, like this is the same issue that I have with Far From Home, where it's like banking on something that might not happen, like with Mysterio might not returning. I do believe that this is the best position any Taskmaster has been in media, because like you said, every other like outside of the comics media has portrayed Taskmaster very poorly. They've always just portrayed him as like a generic assassin, generic mercenary, generic like fighting with like the gimmick that he can marry you. But it's like when he really shines is when he's like in the training mode, when he's training other people. That's his specialty, because he can copy anyone, so he can pass off the skills of anyone else to anyone else. He can teach every one of your grunts like Captain America's moves. Like that sort of talent is great, and this Taskmaster is in the best position to be able to do that.
Because it says, it literally says at the end of the movie, after she's freed, it allows her to escape in order to rebuild her life. It's not like she's gonna.
Yeah, she has the choice to do whatever she wants now. No one can force her to do anything now. You telling me that she can't start a school?
Well, after leading the Red Room for that long, why would you want to just go back
She
into?
wasn't leading it. She was enslaved.
She is technically the leader of the Red Room, because other than General Dreykov, no one is above her. No, who else is above her?
Okay, that's like saying, okay, you're the head slave. I allow you to be able to boss around
Literally,
other slaves.
literally,
Like,
that's
okay,
yes, literally.
like, sure, pal.
Also, think of it this way.
Any one of the other free like employees and the Red Room had more power than her. Red Guardian had more power than her.
If they put a chip in her to give her photographic reflexes, why wouldn't they do that to any of the Black Widows?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a plot hole. That's why I'm not giving it like B or A. That's why I'm saying like
It's like no, because it's like if the whole point is like, oh, she's my own daughter and we give her this, and now we're gonna go recruit other Black Widows, but we're not gonna give them that. Why? Just because they'll be fine. We brainwash them, but we don't give them the photogenic chip. So the brainwashing's fine, but like
here's my argument for D, right? It was lackluster, like Thor: The Dark World, but Thor: The Dark World gets the edge because it's now more relevant and has been fixed by the canon, right? And Black Widow, it really hasn't. It's not as great. It's just lackluster. It's like it's some cool like shots and like. But
looking back, some of the CGI is wonky too. Like even in the
Black
official
Widow?
release, yeah.
I don't know about that. But the thing about Black Widow is that I think it's just a good like family road trip film. I do see it as like a road trip, kind of like a what's that old movie with Ice Cube? It's
before you like, I know what you're
Are we
talking
there
about.
yet? Are we
Are
there
we
yet?
there yet? Yeah.
Are we there? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's like one of those type of films where it's like a fun like Marvel family road trip film.
I don't even say family because there's like straight up murders and like broken bones and stuff. But watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not a family.
Guardians of the Galaxy is more of that.
No! Don't do it! This was
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
no!
Look at this fucking green screen, dude.
Okay,
Our green screen was literally better. Our green screen was better than this. Look,
that one. Yeah, when she's in the air. Yeah, yeah.
and she's like,
In the end, yeah, that's a little wonky.
Yeah. The only redeeming quality of this movie is freaking Elena Belova. Like her introduction is really
What the
great.
fuck
Oh,
is
Lawrence
That's
Pugh Pugh.
amazing. Yeah, she's hot. Yeah,
That's
she
it.
was.
Lawrence Pugh Pugh is really cool. Yeah.
I don't know. It's D.
She's
It was
dating,
unremarkable. That's like, you know,
she's dating Zach Braff. You know this?
Zach
I
Braff taking
don't
a
even
nap.
know who that is.
She's dating Zach Braff, dude.
I don't know who Zach
That's
Braff is.
crazy.
I know who
That's
Zach
the guy from
Galifianakis
Scrubs,
is.
dude. The guy
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Scrubs, the main dude from
I've
Scrubs.
seen Scrubs.
Oh, Scrubs. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
But it's like, isn't he like 15 years older than her at least? Like, goddamn.
I don't know.
That's
But
pretty bananas.
either way,
dude.
he's a lucky man, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll give you guys the D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still consider it C though, but
Eh.
I'll give you guys the D.
Give us the D.
So, it was Black Widow, and the next one is Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. I gave that one a solid B.
Ooh.
Or no, I gave it an A actually.
A,
Now that I remember, I gave it an A.
A.
I'm thinking of another movie, but Shang-Chi,
A.
yes, A tier.
Okay. What's
the
what's
choreography.
something that I know it did some things different,
Mhm.
but what did it do different from any of the other movies that gives it an A?
Oof. I think it just did like the fighting choreography really well, because of course you got the whole CGI fight at the end, whatever. But just the choreography in the beginning is really well. The storyline, it's so tragic how it's like the dad. He thinks he's so right because it's his wife calling out to him. You can't come between a man and his wife. And then like imagine your son trying to be like, oh, it's not him, but like you're disappointed in your son because he hasn't taken up the family
So-
values and
Hold on. If we can't count music, right? We can't count fighting choreography as being making it a good movie. I think story is what makes.
Why
it
would
number
Winter
one
Soldier be at
best,
S tier?
like,
That
best
was
movie.
part of the whole,
Yeah.
like a huge part of the reasoning why it was at S tier. The fight
Yeah.
choreography.
Right.
yeah. And in Shang-Chi, like it's
But
not
the
just
story
the
is
fight
great.
choreography,
The
but
story
it's,
is great though.
it's like remember how he fight dances and he's flirting with a woman and like he used to be just a straight up murderer killer, and then she softens
Also,
him up.
it's not just that; it introduces a different type of fighting to the MCU that didn't exist there previously. Like like Asian type of
Martial arts, basically.
martial arts types of movies. This is the first MCU version of that.
Mhm.
Like we haven't seen this type of fighting in this universe before, technically.
Okay. All right.
Not to mention
Okay,
that
I'll
it
give it the
redeemed
A
Iron Man
because of
3.
the-
Not redeemed, but like it gave it okay, like here's the thing. If not for Shang-Chi, I would have strongly advocated for Andres to add an F tier and to give that to Iron Man 3. I would have been
Right.
slightly more adamant about that.
Mhm.
Shang-Chi really like kind of
Give it that.
saved some of the worst parts of Iron Man 3 in my opinion, minus Extremis.
Mhm.
Like with Trevor and the
I'll
Ten
give it
Rings
the
in
A because of
particular.
the-
Hmm?
Mhm.
I can't hear Walter. That's why
I'll
I
give
think
it
it's
the
A.
You guys can't. I'll give you
I
guys
hear
the A because of the post-credit scene.
Mhm.
The post-credit scene saves it.
Oh,
It doesn't
wait.
save it, but it makes it better.
But also, it's nice seeing
It's the one
Abomination
where
again.
the-
Remember,
the-
we get
True,
to see
true.
Abomination
Oh yeah,
again.
Abomination. Yeah. And, that's
And we
tied
see
into the
Wong fighting him
She-Hulk series.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he literally calls him Blonsky, like he knows it's him.
Yeah. The end credit scene was the Ten Rings are like admitting a signal to the outer universe or whatever, and like Hulk is right there with Captain Marvel. Remember this?
Yeah, yeah, and they have
Oh,
no idea what
yeah,
it
go
is
watch
because
this-
it's
go
not
watch the clip.
science. It's older than anything they've seen. It's like
Right.
yeah,
And it's
crazy.
ancient, right?
Yeah.
It's
ancient.
It's crazy. So
Ancient
I think
magic.
it's Eternals kind of stuff.
We'll
I think
see.
it's Eternals based.
We'll
We'll see.
stuff,
We'll see.
but Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'll give you guys the A. That's
Yeah.
fine.
All right. Yeah.
And then the next movie is Eternals. I give that one a solid B. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are like it's too long and stuff, but it was so good. Like
It was good. It was good.
it's not like crazy. Like I'm gonna watch it over and over. It's 3 hours long, right? But it was a good 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I have no regrets about spending my money on that. I have
Oh.
like, B tier, solid B. I'd watch it again. I have watched it again. It's pretty good.
do you think?
Walter?
I give it a C, man. I give it a C,
Yeah.
dude. Like
I see.
there was so much story packed in that you couldn't build any character development. Like there's no reason for me to give a fuck about any of these people. And like the CGI was wonky. There's nothing that made me give a fuck except for the end credit scene and the whole like the conclusion was cool because it changed the whole like world or whatever. But I don't know, man. It's not for me. It's a C.
Mm, I,
But
I
All right,
we
like.
Walter,
both
you're not
agree on
gonna
B.
like me
I'll
for
give it a
this
B.
one,
No,
but
it was good.
Walter, you're not gonna like me for this one. But I feel like the relationships, in Eternals between the all the main characters, like in particular with what's it called?
Don't
I'm
say
forgetting their
Sprite.
names.
Don't say
The
Sprite.
no,
Angelina
not
Jolie?
Sprite. No, not Angelina. Oh yes, Angelina Jolie and Gilgamesh,
Yes.
Athena and Gilgamesh, and then
That was good. Yeah.
with Hermes and oh no, that wasn't her name. The
Cersei?
fast one.
Oh,
No, the fast one.
Akari.
Just pull it up.
Makari and
Pull it up because
Makari.
these characters are.
No, it's Makari
You
and
cannot remember
Druid.
these
I
characters'
remember.
names.
I
They're
do
not
remember.
memorable
Druid.
characters.
Makari and Druid.
Nope.
I
Nope.
remember. I remember them.
Nope.
Yeah.
I win.
I
C,
do-
dude,
I do
because
feel
you
like
can't remember their
they're-
names. They're
I-
not memorable
I'm-
characters.
Yes, they are. They were better than Cersei and what's his face? Fucking.
Okay.
See, I'm
No,
I'm
but
blanking
my
on
hot
his
take.
name, but I know his name.
This is my hot take.
What's his
Their
name, dude?
their
What's
relationship,
his name, dude?
their relationships, those two are
Icarus.
better than the romantic relationship between
Cersei and
Gwyneth
Icarus.
Paltrow and no, between Gwyneth Paltrow and Iron
Robert
Man.
Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Funny.
What?
That it's way better. I think they have way more chemistry in those short 3 hours than fucking what's her face?
But
What's her like actual name?
That's because
in, like,
Pepper
in the
Potts
universe?
was just not invested
Yeah.
in the MCU. She didn't even know she was in Spider-Man. Like, come on.
Yeah, like Pepper Potts and Iron Man. Like it was just completely awful. There's no reason for her to like ever have been romantically attracted to him, and there's no reason for him to be romantically attracted to her either. Like like with what we see in the show,
Because it was
like it
in the
doesn't
TV,
support
in
it
the movies.
in the movies.
Because
in
it
the
was
movies,
kind of
yeah.
like she's like she's his worker, then she's his babysitter, and then they bang. And it's like, okay.
Now they're married.
Like, go. All
Like
right.
all right,
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have gave this movie an A tier if it was a TV show and they flushed it out. If they flushed it out, I would give it A as like it would have been great. But because it was so compact and it was so like it didn't feel rushed. It felt like timed out pretty well for like the 3-hour long movie it
Yeah.
was. Like it just man, it's
Well,
just
I
don't
liked it
know.
a lot because you get to see their relationships with humans too. How Klingo and how his relationship is with his valet, and how the valet is like, I thought he was a vampire. I tried to stab him, right? But it's just like you see how humble even just a human being can be when he's like when he understands everyone's gonna die, and he's like, it's been a pleasure being with you all, and you're like, holy shit, like it's so sad. Like he has to accept that he's gonna die, even though he knows his master and everyone else, like the other Eternals, are gonna live. Like
I will say
it's
one
really
specific
human.
complaint I have about it. I do have only one specific complaint, and it does not like disproving it or proving it doesn't change my idea of where to rank it. Like it's still going to be B. But the complaint that I have is that it does complicate like MCU's mythology side. Because we already know that like the Norse gods are real, right? And now we're getting Zeus and Thor: Love and Thunder. But Eternal shows us that Athena, at least like the way that we all know Athena, isn't real. Like she's not like a Greek god. She's an Eternal. We see how how the Eternals influenced the mythology of Earth. Mythologies on Earth are based around them. We have the
Right.
Greek gods with Athena, and we have Gilgamesh, one of the oldest living like mythologies that we have.
Icarus
You know,
and the sun.
Icarus, all this stuff, and it's really complicated because now like if we see an Athena in that's a really big potential pitfall happening really close to each other. At least like when like pitfalls like that happen with other movies, they're like more than a few years apart. But this is Eternals. We just recently got it, and now we're getting Thor: Love and Thunder with Zeus. How?
What if he assigned
I
those
think
names?
they're not going to introduce those characters at all.
I mean that too, because we don't even know if they're gonna put the whole pantheon on there. But like,
Yeah,
what if fucking
Right.
Arishem gave them those names because he saw those were names of like Greek gods or whatever? You get me?
I
No,
guess, but
because
that's
they were
like kind of like
introduced way
saying like
before
Arishem
that.
would be interested in like Thor. Do you think really like Thor goes up to the level of Arishem, like in notoriety?
Maybe
Maybe
as a son
Odin.
of Odin. Well, okay. Also, he probably wasn't alive because Thor's only like a few thousand years old, right? And then hypothetically, they've been with humanity since like the beginning, so like a couple tens of thousands of years, right?
Mhm.
And in the
But
film, we know that they were there before that because they were like on other planets.
exactly.
They just got their memories
Yeah,
erased.
I don't know. You're right. Yeah.
That complicates that a
Were
lot in a
they-
way I
were
don't
they
like, but
given-
I don't think it like lowers the quality of the film. To be honest, it's just like a pet peeve. I think.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Well, it makes sense though. That's a good argument of like a plot hole.
All right, and then the last two, No Way Home.
It could be has to be, yeah.
What?
S
S tier?
S.
Keep it going. Yeah, there we
S
go.
tier?
There we go.
S tier?
There we go.
I know. I'm a
S
sucker for
tier,
Doc
yeah.
Ock, but yeah, S
I'm a
tier.
sucker.
S tier.
Yeah.
Easy.
Call me sucked because, my God, that was an amazing film. I love it.
Multiverse of Madness, A tier.
Back to back S tier.
A
Back
tier.
to back S tier. No, back to back
S
S
tier?
tier. Go on, back to back
I
S tier.
don't know if it was S
Back to back
tier.
S tier.
I don't
What's wrong
know.
with it? There's a little edge, but like there's argument for A.
I say
but
solid
I
A
think
plus.
S, man.
Give me the argument for S tier. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
give us the argument.
give me the argument.
A plus equals S. um,
You're right. You're right. Correct.
This
Okay,
motherfucker spin
argument.
facts.
Sir Patrick Stewart. Come on, man.
There's some,
God.
but it's not even our same one, so it's fine.
Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, like
Yeah. That's why it's
Like,
A tier, you know,
if-
because you get them in there
I
and then
know.
they get murked. But it's
okay, it's the perfect
plus.
sequel to Doctor Strange. It's the perfect.
It is,
sequel.
it is, it
concludes
is.
the story. Like in my breakdown of the thing. It's a perfect sequel. It concludes the story and continues it in the same time, right? And it's not.
it's character
Is it
growth. A
better?
lot of character growth. I would say it's better because remember
It concludes it.
he's so arrogant. No, because he's so arrogant. But then you see him like you got to
Mm-hmm.
swallow your pride and blah blah. But then at the end you kind of see that arrogance a little bit
Right.
too. When she's like, "Are you sure you're ready?" And he goes, "Boom, third eye." He's like, "Of course I am," or whatever, you know. And it's like, oh, maybe he's a little arrogant now that he thinks he has more powers. Is he corrupted? Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
I think okay, I really think that Multiverse of Madness, like I kind of partly because of Walter said, is a package deal with Doctor Strange, the first one. I think if one of them, like they're both like kind of same, not same well, no, one is bigger in scope, obviously, but they're similar qualities, like all things considered. So I feel like if we move one to S, I don't see the justification for keeping the other one in A. To be honest.
A double move right here. A double move to S. Motion.
No, I wouldn't say double move, but
like,
there's both like
and-
really good movies. They're both very good.
Yeah.
movies. That I mean,
You do have me on the cusp
can-
though. I would be kind of like
You can make an argument. You can make an argument for freaking No Way Home to be Doctor Strange 2, and then freaking Multiverse of Madness to be Doctor Strange 3.
Or
'cause he's
technically-
so much in that movie.
Doctor Strange
Oh,
1.5.
wait, hold up. Are we
1.5.
forgetting? Hold on. Are we forgetting that COVID happened? Because the original
switched it
timeline for
around,
these
yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
for the original timeline for the movies, Multiverse of Madness was supposed to come out before
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
And that's why in Spider-Man, Doctor Strange is so worried. Because what's happening at the climax of Spider-Man? An incursion in the way it's described in Multiverse of Madness. In Multiverse of Madness, the Illuminati specifically say an incursion is when two worlds start bleeding into each other.
Mhm.
And what was happening in at the climax?
Wow.
Not just one world, multiple worlds from what we see
Yep.
are like bleeding into each other, causing an
Oh.
incursion. Like that's why Doctor Strange is so like, oh shit. Because otherwise, why would he like be so like worried and shit about like the multiverse and
Right.
about like that? It is a little bit of a plot
That's
hole
how he
in that
knows how
film.
to fix it too.
Yeah, that's also why he knows like stuff, because he's already experienced it in multiverse, but then COVID happened and they had to switch it around.
Yeah,
That
and-
created a small plot hole.
Originally, they were gonna have America Chavez bring in the other Spider-Man too.
Were they?
Yeah, that's why they wanted to introduce her first in Multiverse of Madness, and then in America, then she was gonna be in Spider-Man also. But they flipped the timeline and scrapped it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh. That would have made a lot more sense. But I like what we got. I like
Yeah.
Ned
It
Ned
came out.
discovering his abilities. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh wait,
Um,
you know what I just realized?
yeah.
What?
I don't know if we ever talked about this, but in No Way Home, what's it called? The dude from why am I forgetting so many names? Doctor Strange's arch nemesis.
Mordo?
Mordo. Mordo's still around killing magicians.
We don't know, to be fair.
No, he already started. We know at the end of Doctor Strange that he's killing magicians.
He didn't kill him. He just took his magic and crippled
or
him.
took his
So
magic. He's going around taking their magic. No, well,
Sorcerers.
he's technically just
killing
disabling them.
oh yeah, he's kind
Sorcerers,
of
dude.
disabling them. But we know that he's going around like
Magicians.
fighting against magicians.
He's gonna get Chris
So
Angel
now that
next.
Now that
Sorcerers.
Ned is a magician, that could be a way for Ned to be reintroduced to Spider-Man's life. Peter notices that Ned's in trouble because Mordo is chasing
Hunting
after
him or
him,
something?
is
Maybe.
hunting for him, and Spider-Man intervenes, and then that's how he forces he forces himself to tell Ned and everything, and tell him everything that happened in No Way Home.
I guess.
Mhm.
Oh. But yeah, that's the tier list.
The trick is what whores do for money.
Exactly. It's an illusion. That is the tier list that we've got. You guys want to see my original? Let me see.
Wait,
if I
hold
can find-
on, dude. Wait, hold on. Wait, we didn't argue. Wait, we didn't argue for it to go in S.
I'm
think
not
it goes in
convinced.
S, man.
I'm not convinced.
I think because maybe because it's not because if it wasn't for COVID, it probably would have been a better movie. It would have been a little better.
But we don't know. we don't
It
know.
would have been more
I'll
cohesive,
give it
that's
an
for
A,
sure.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Me
hold
too.
on. For the aspect that it's a fucking great horror movie, what about that?
I mean, it was a great
you're
horror
right.
movie, yeah.
You're
It's the
right. No,
first horror
Walter
movie.
convinced me.
It's
Walter
the
got me.
first Marvel
A tier.
horror
It's the
movie.
first Marvel horror movie, which
S tier.
redefined the genre for MCU. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it's redefining
Yep.
a genre
S
because
tier.
that remains to be seen.
The MCU's never had a horror movie before.
Well, they've had horror elements like,
From now on, it's
Zombie
gonna have
Iron
horror
Man,
movies.
a couple other things like that. But
Barely.
this
They had
is-
like half a jump scare.
dude, this one like is okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. None of the jump scares got me. Zero. And-
For a PG-13 horror movie, you don't think it's like really good?
Oh no! I said yeah, it is pretty good because they were treading the line on the PG-13 with the whole explosion in the head and the blood, and limited what they do, chopping in half. But like, I wouldn't say it's like, oh, it's a good horror movie. Like, it had horror
No,
elements.
a good
to it.
PG-13 horror movie.
Right.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm still not convinced completely.
Okay.
Because I
For
mean,
me, it's a horror movie. It concludes a good story.
Yeah.
It builds on the mythology and it keeps growing it. Right. And it
Mm-hmm.
does that. And it just expands. It introduces so many elements from so many different timelines and so many different eras. Like, it does the same amount as a bunch of those other S-class
Yeah, it does.
movies that we
I mean,
have.
what
It-
other
it-
timeline?
Shares a lot of elements that
because I said what other timeline? Because to be fair, it only showed 2 other
we have
universes technically.
We have 4 different Doctor Stranges. They showed in between, like, I think 30 different universes. Like,
That wasn't
characters-
30,
like,
but-
or,
Yeah, I
it
got
was
what you mean.
30. If you do a count, it was like 30 of them. And introduces like our fan favorites, dude. Like, it has to be S. I think it has.
and
to
it
be
sets
S,
up the
dude.
next phase. Like we thought Spider-Man would be the thing that actually ends up setting up the next phase, but no, it was Multiverse of Madness that really is setting up the next
Edward,
the next
Edward,
era of
what's your vote?
MCU. I'm gonna go
Edward,
with
what's your
S.
vote?
I changed my
Okay.
mind.
S, dude.
You know what?
Majority wins.
You know
Majority
what?
wins.
It's it's S tier because when I saw it in IMAX and Black Bolt went, I'm sorry. The whole fucking theater shook and I was like, the okay, because I saw it first time in regular and then I saw it in IMAX 3D and it was better around in IMAX 3D. So yeah, I'll put that S tier. A lot of S tier movies.
All right. There's the yep.
Tier list, Broke to Friday tier list. If you don't
What's
agree,
a Friday tier list? How do you like that? It's an official tier list.
2 hours to do this, but
Post it on the Instagram.
like, do you agree? Do you disagree?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll save that one then. Yeah, the Brook to Friday, 2 hours, 2 hours long. Make sure to like, subscribe,
Yeah,
make me a
go.
sandwich, suck my dick. We'll see you guys next week. Next
Bye,
week.
everybody. We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.